Philips Norelco One Blade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Philips Norelco One Blade 360.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for all you need.
Philips Norelco One Blade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Philips Norelco One Blade 360.
The NACL is presented by Philips Norelco One Blade.
Hello and welcome to the NACL powered by Philips Norelco. It's playoffs time here in the summer season. A chance for LCS on the line. Now it's time to shine, and this casting desk is looking so fine. You know, it's me, Eric Deserex Patran. I'm joined by the person who completes me. It is Beatdown Boulevard. That makes the Twix twins. So we're bound to have a good time today. How you feeling, Beat?
I'm feeling great, especially with an intro like that, Eric. I love the rhymes. I love the wordplay. I think it's a play-by-play special. And I'm more excited that the Twix twins are back. You know, we were supposed to have two other shows for one reason or another. We managed to pass each other, ships in the night, as they say, but we're here now. They can't hold us back anymore.
Cannot hold us back. We are united. Reunited, and it feels so good. But we got to get the ball rolling. Nonetheless, yeah. How tragic is it, right? So let's get our game face interviews started. We have Joey from NRG on the line. Beat, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. And like he said, I'm joined with Joey, the coach for NRG. Joey, thank you so much for joining us once again here in a pre-match interview.
Of course.
Playoffs, things are looking really good. You guys finished strong this split once again. And I think the question I immediately have is playoffs, not as well as maybe you guys would have hoped last split. Can you tell me and fans, can you sell us on what's different this time around?
Yeah, I mean, it's just our approach to this kind of season, making sure we're really cohering as a team. I think we played a lot better just as a five-man unit rather than just playing as individuals. So I feel very confident going into this playoffs that we're going to be able to show the same strength we do in the regular season.
Yeah, and do you imagine that the extra time you guys have had together, because, you know, there have been some roster shakeups, but NRG, I think, maybe the only team to stay together as five between splits?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely one of our strengths for sure. I think getting to spend the offseason with each other in Korea has also helped, you know, build a little bit of like brotherhood within the team. So I think it's definitely going to be a bit of an impact within our playoff performance.
Cool. So I think something that can tend to happen with teams who perform really well, especially you guys, I think, have only dropped a single map up until today, is that, do you find that troublesome in any way, that sort of lack of challenge per se? I don't want to say all your games have been cakewalks, but we've seen a lot of top teams talk about how, oh yeah, losing that big match, like, it was really good for us. So are there concerns on that front?
Yeah, I think losing is good sometimes. I think we've done a good job addressing it from preventative causes within scrims. I do think that the scrim environment right now in NACL is a little lackluster. I think that people just don't take it seriously enough in terms of like being on time or their discipline in practice. So it'd be nice to scrim a bit more with an LCS, and I'm sure we'll do that as playoffs come. But we've definitely been doing our best to try to address problems that haven't come up yet, because we just need to be ahead of the game.
Is that an experience you guys have gotten to have, like scrimming with LCS, if you're all right to talk about it?
Oh yeah, we scrimmed with LCS. Not as much this split. We did it. It really depends on LCS schedule and how many LCS teams are available and whatnot. Usually LCS like to scrim internally, but we've definitely had experiences scrimming with LCS teams, and won't say results or anything like that.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's cool. It's good to know you guys are getting that kind of quality practice, even if it is a little. Gotta imagine that helps. So your matchup today, you're facing against Contingent. A little deja vu because you faced them just last week. So kind of curious. You don't have to get into details, especially with plans, approaches, and things like that. But are you guys? You think it will be like a similar showing from you guys from last week? I mean, I favor you guys, but
Yeah.
is there like some kind of different mentality going into today or something like, you know what I'm trying to say?
It's the same matchup, but there's 3 different players. You know, we have our regular support Speakaback, and they
that's
changed
right.
out their solo laners, which is or brought back their solo laners. So there's a little bit of spiciness to it. That's like, it's not the exact same matchup, but
That's a good
I
point.
think it'll probably be a pretty similar result. I don't know if we're gonna beat them as handedly as we did, because I think game 2 last week was just an absolute stomp. So hopefully they put up a better fight, and we can maybe review or learn some things from the games today.
Yeah, that's always the hope. Well, thank you very much for your time, Joey. Before we let you go, is there any shout-outs, anything you want to say?
Shout out UCI. We're going on our 10-year within esports and being a program. I think that's
Damn.
pretty amazing, especially in the collegiate scene and given things that are happening in esports. So I want to give them a big shout out, and shout out to family and fans and everyone who supported me on my journey here.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you luck in your series today.
Appreciate it.
And we're reunited again, Eric.
And it feels so good. Once again. Yeah. I really did appreciate that interview. I think, especially Joey, he has a wealth of experience. You know, a lot of the time he spent with Immortals, it was about like 3 years with that squad, going through both like the Challengers, Academy, whatever the title was for our league, and bringing that onto the players, getting LCS scrim experience, all of it coming together so well. Luckily for the team, hey, you're in the upper bracket. That means you get an extra life. And speaking of the bracket, let's go ahead and pull that up right now. Now, this is the second day of playoffs. Round 1 in the upper bracket will continue. Started off with Cupid versus Conviction. Cupid was just the better team, and they dropped the former champions into lower bracket rather early on. Dorado, despite a little bit of teamfight flair in game 1, they could not get the better of Maryville. Do you think MU showed that they are in great form for playoffs? And that brings us to today. Young Guns Contingent will face off against the tournament favorites NRG. Close out the day with the collegiate showdown between Ole Miss and Winthrop and Beat. I know the season didn't look good for Conviction, but I was still kind of surprised that, we didn't really see the playoffs form that this team is known for.
I'd have to agree. And it's, a little unfortunate. That's the nice thing about upper lower brackets. There is that second life. It is sad, though, because now that next matchup there in the lower bracket is Conviction and Dorado Gaming. So we're going to potentially see Dorado. Yeah, we potentially see Dorado flame out early, or we see our former spring champions flame out early. It's pretty bummers either way.
But we do got to talk about the matchup today. Let's go ahead and pull up our predictions. Now, I need to cover myself on this one.
Okay.
I very much went Contingent, and I know NRG are tournament favorites. I feel like if there's a spark of hope, there's a chance for Contingent. They've showed that throughout the regular season. Only thing is, you don't have Johnny Rockets. Don't have Johnny Rockets today. And that's where my worries start to set in. That's where my worries start to set in. I feel like Johnny Rockets really brought a lot for Contingent and their performance. He did have some obligations, so he's out doing those instead. But
that's
hey,
life.
You still get that second life. It's life. It's life in tier 2. So even if Contingent do fall here, they will have a second chance at the lower bracket.
Well, in summation, guys, the TLDR for Eric's statement is that top lane is the most broken role in all of League of Legends. So you heard it here first.
It was our last promoted role. It was our last promoted role. Denethor, come on now.
That's true. Yeah, you make a good point, sir. I concede.
All right. Well, as the season has concluded for summer, let's go ahead and pull up our most picked champions. And from what I'm getting here, a lot of it really does come down to kind of safety, right? Like Ezreal is a very safe pick to go ahead and take into the bot lane, especially when you have roaming supports. I think Ziggs kind of feeds into that a little bit when it comes to the AP bot laners that have been showing up. He fits into the both of those roles.
Yeah, I think there's really not a single shocking thing about what we're looking at. I agree that the safety angle is there. I think being able to play mid and bot really helped Victor and Cassiopeia's chances for opportunities of play. And Shen is Shen, man. I don't need to get into that. He's very good. Even in playoffs, now the Camille support has taken 4 separate hits in the most recent patch that we switched over to. Shen is still there, and he's still good.
Still good. You still got that river angle. You can go ahead and roam out.
That'll be
Go
fun.
catch someone with the taunt, talk trash about their mama, and now suddenly they're forced to attack you for a little bit while. I personally really do like Shen play. Just saying, the taunt flash is one of the most satisfying things for me. I like it even more than like Vi Q flash or Gragas body slam flash.
Oh, now we're getting a little crazy. Vi Q flash is very cool,
It is
especially
cool.
if you do it right.
It just feels so good with Shen, though. But let's pull up our first series of the day. That is going to be NRG versus Contingent. Now, again, NRG tournament favorites here. We did hear some word that last season was kind of the filling out, last split, I should say, was the filling out split for them. And now coming into this split, things are getting taken much more serious. I think that's reflected in their gameplay. They looked absolutely on point all summer.
Yeah, it has been another phenomenal split from this team. And yeah, of course, I had questions, concerns that I voiced to Joey in the interview earlier on. But I mean, I got to agree with him. The fact that they were able to spend yet another split together, because this roster did not change at all between spring and summer. They spent some time together in Korea, constantly in this mindset of long-term growth and improvement. You got to imagine this time will be different, and the only team who I think can challenge him as of today is maybe Cupid, who looked amazing in their match yesterday. But even then, I don't know. Can't say I'd bet on it.
The theme about this team has been long-term development. They settled on this roster in spring, and they've been working on it ever since. The only difference was they did have two players in the mid lane back in spring, which was Sirenai and Phi Mini. Sirenai still looked pretty good back in that season, but it was Phi Mini who was always going to be that big mid lane role for NRG. And again, this is a very dominant team. This is a hard team that other teams have struggled to take down, because when you look at the lanes individually, Sushi's improved a lot since last year and the Dorado days.
Yeah.
Spica's been looking very great since the change to more engaged supports. Zamudo, I don't got to say anything about Zamudo. Zamudo's just a beast, man.
Yeah, enough said there. I gotta say, I also am liking what Kizno's been bringing to this split. I think he had an issue with not really playing out good late games, good early games that he set up well after the fact. So seeing him improve on that front is really nice too. I've been a big fan of his.
All right, moving on to Contingent. Now, again, there were prior obligations for Johnny Rocket, so he will be substituted out in this game. It'll be Arbrio will be stepping up to the plate. And I'm not sure if we're getting a Syla back or Shochi. I do see Shochi right here on the roster, but I believe it's a Syla.
I asked Shochi the other day, like 2 days ago, while prepping notes, and he said he's not playing. So it should be. It's a Syla.
Okay,
yeah, we are getting confirmation. Just a little error, no big deal. Images happen all the time. And Eric, it's really funny that a Syla in certain lightings looks like Shochi. Very interesting.
What?
What do you mean?
What?
Yeah, like, now he looks normal. But that's because, we altered the lighting a little bit.
I follow you now. I follow you now. Yeah.
I can't believe he did it before, genuinely.
I was so confused there for a second, but all right. I am back on track. I do like a lot of creativity that Contingent have had. I do feel like Johnny Rockets, again, really punched above his weight class coming in on his rookie split, so it's kind of sad to not see him here or the first playoffs game, but there's a lot that this team still brings. Daption has been one of those more willing to lean into that AP pool and kind of pull out some of these more non-traditional picks to say, and it's brought a lot of success for Contingent.
Yeah, I think Daption has been a pretty exciting one. We don't really see swaps off of support into other roles. I've always known Daption as a support player, but I think he's been a pleasant surprise. He's been fun to watch, and I'm excited for his future as a marksman.
Our face-to-face is going to be the jungle matchup, Battle of Kaido versus Kizno. And you were speaking about Kizno a little bit earlier. I want you to expound on it right now. I mean, Kizno, the growth that he's had coming into this split, he's looked like one of the more higher-end junglers that we have here in the league.
I mean, I think he's the best jungler in the league, personally, and I think that he was already in that category last split, and I think he's been able to really clean up some of those small errors more so here in this split, which is nice. And it's interesting to compare him to Kaido too, who historically, while he can play that facilitator role, I've always known him for those more carry-oriented champions where, he's getting the resources. I remember things like the Karthus, the Kindred, back in the Tier 3 days that he was really good at. And I am curious if he's going to show us a little bit more of that. It would be cool to see how those styles may conflict.
Oh, you're going back to the Taco Gaming days, aren't you?
Buddy, of course. Of course.
Oh, those days were so much fun to watch a lot of Kaido's play. We've seen little glimmers of it with like Kindred, but we haven't gone full Karthus just yet, sadly.
I mean, Karthus sucks right now, but the vibe is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and you see the experimentation that Kaido is willing to go through with his champion pool alone. Just how many champions he has compared to Kisno. Kisno's going more standard, which is working for NRG. There's nothing you can really critique about that. But Kaido is willing to experiment, man. I mean, we've seen the Graves, we've seen the Kindred, these ADC junglers that are popping out. The Assassins, as you said, the Kazakhs. Kaido goes a little crazy with it.
He does. And I gotta say, this champion pool really, again, just emphasizes that point of the role Kisno plays. That's it. These 4 champions are all he has played all split long. He plays them great, and I love to watch it. It is interesting,
ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, but it'll be interesting because, obviously, when we get to best of 5s, as I imagine NRG certainly will soon, what are you going to do later on? What if some of these champions aren't available? I imagine he's going to be able to play other ones, but it is going to be interesting to see him deviate from those 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot on the table that plays towards that style that you can see from Kaido's pool, like the Pantheon, Wukong. So I don't think
probably fine.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty fine to that regard. It's not like it takes a lot of reps to get really good at those champions. Just the fundamentals are there for Kisno. And they are.
I can first game Kazakhs. Really you're right.
No, yeah, right. Pull out the Kazakhs
easy
against the guy who loves playing Kazakhs. I just want to see more Kindred play from Kaido. To be honest, that's what I missed. That was his most played throughout the entirety of his career, and it was, especially if you knew him back in the day. We alluded to it, the Taco Gaming days when he was called City Witty. He was fantastic on that Kindred.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. I mean, he's already brought it out, and champs like it this split. We could see more of that again. I said likely NRG will get to best of 5. That was me misspeaking, because truthfully, every lower bracket match is also a best of 5. So even if you lose here today, you will get that opportunity to really pull out everything that you have. You want to keep yourselves alive in this tournament.
Yeah, I am a fan of the way the format of the bracket works, because in the upper bracket, I think best of 3 is perfectly fine until you get to winners finals, which it does turn into best of 5 over there. But just having that extra life is going to be so valuable. I talked about it after Joey's interview, where he was mentioning that, like, yeah, sometimes you learn a little bit more from a loss. And in a bracket like this, where you do have double elimination, you can afford to have that loss. Now, I'm not really too concerned for NRG's chances right here. Again, I think losing Johnny Rockets is a big hit for what they want to do. But it's always nice to just have that on the table, knowing that you can fall back on that.
It'll be interesting to see what teams are going to be bringing out kind of as openers. As I think as we already saw yesterday with that patch change, it impacted draft pretty much immediately. Camille was the most banned champion, as we showed before the match started yesterday on broadcast. And she didn't get looked at once because, again, she just took so many hits that it really just doesn't seem viable anymore as a support.
I know that's a breath of relief for a lot of players. I think it's a bigger breath of relief for support players, because there are a lot who just don't know how to play Camille. That's
fair.
It's a smaller pool. It's a smaller pool. But yeah, we did see a lot of changes. I know Rafa was with like the Vages and Trinity Force being first picked over like Sundered Sky. I still think that's a very expensive pick to go for if you're going Trinity first item. I think at some point it's just going to fall back to Black Cleaver if you just keep nerfing Sundered Sky.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. I love Trinity Force Vi, because when I first started playing the game, I played like Vi Nunu jungle. And it was like Trinity Force, Halo Blades. Yeah, dude. Like that was, oh my god. Vi is probably still like my 4th most played champion. She's got to be.
I'm not surprised at the Vi. This is the Nunu. You just kind of slid in there.
Oh yeah, Nunu's also like probably my fifth. Dude, I love Nunu jungle. It's such a funny
Oh my
champion.
God. You're a toxic man. That's it.
I know. Kaido, I'm pretty sure Kaido plays it too. And in this, remember guys, the jungle pet change means that Nunu is on the table. Is he high priority? Absolutely not. Is he mid priority? Absolutely not.
Would it
is
make
there
you
a
be
chance?
happy?
Is there a chance? And would I love it? You're goddamn right.
All right, first pick coming in. Orianna is going to be left right up and available, so it gets taken right away for NRG side. Does have some nice pairings you can work with. Vi and J4 bound away. Nocturne is still a champion you can go for the knock wave. You can even take the Nefiri if you want to play towards that. Looking for a contingent's response right here.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to just be the Nocturne for Kaido, but I agree with you. It's pretty easy to just go ahead and grab the Nefiri combination there. Oh, with Galio. Yeah, you're funny, Kaido.
This
with the
ain't
Galio,
a Blue Otter game.
I know, right? There's still a chance for, I think, more flexible picks there in the jungle. I would hate Skarner. So I think you either want to challenge the expected Nocturne that Gizno could play, or if they leave it up, you'll grab it later.
Oh, God. Kaido has played Nunu.
Yeah, I know. I was there. Bro, it's literally in the video that I made for the song.
It's part of what qualified that team into Proving Grounds back in 2022.
Yeah, when they beat 100 next.
Yeah, a little throwback or old Kaido fan, City Witty shout out. But there's that knock wave we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is a deadly combo for teams who are more polished at it. It's so hard to be able to respond to what you're about to get hit with. And considering the scaling that you get with an Orianna, it hits like a freight train. You become vulnerable, and now there's a Nocturne on top of you. You're likely going down. So Contingent are going to have to find an answer to this.
Yeah, and honestly, as much as we don't see a lot of Darius, yeah, Jax, it makes sense. You just need something strong and able to duel in the top lane now, because that confidence to pick the Olaf just comes from the fact that, dude, if your whole damage is Jhin Galio, like Olaf's cackling the whole time while he's decapitating you. At least this offers you a potential lane option that can work pretty well with whatever Kaido picks to set him behind, and a strong option inside and in team fights, like some actual meaningful damage.
I do get a little bit worried about the Jhin here. I do think you don't have much mobility to get out from the knock wave in the first place, which is already hard to get away from. But now you have an angry Viking who's running at you full speed and throwing axes. And you don't have a dash, you don't have a blink. All you have is your flash key. And if Zamudo does find a good flank, that could be damning for Daption there in the bottom lane as we head into phase 2 of the draft.
I will give Mobility credit. He was in a similar situation yesterday on the Jhin dodging an Olaf. He did a pretty good job, so it's certainly possible. Although I agree, Daption does have his work cut out for him. I like the Bard ban as well. It's nice with Jhin, and overall just being able to kind of stall out these fights and allow Contingent to survive that initial burst is not something NRG wants to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it, but the Galio is a way to try and respond to the Knockwave combo. I think it does come in a little bit late, so you're bound to take the magic damage before the magic shield does come in. At least most of the time that should be the case. But trying to peel off the Nocturne, it's still a very tricky thing to pull off. Phase 2 now going to hit here as Kindred bound away, Rakan bound away. Not going to allow Kaido to get Old Faithful, so we'll just go for the other AD carry jungle as Kaido's taking the Graves.
Yeah, I like the Kindred shout, Kindred Galio. A very strong classic combination. Graves will serve that purpose well enough. My only concern at this point is that armor stonks are going crazy for the side of NRG, especially if Asila does not go the AP route. We can just stack the hell out of armor, and it will make it a little bit harder for 3/5 of Contingent to do as much damage as they want.
Ooh, we gotta focus up that camera.
Yeah, man. Show your palm real quick.
Yeah, get that autofocus working, man. Get that autofocus working. But here we go. Nautilus getting picked here. It affords you a level appeal It affords you some engage where you're kind of in need of something to get the ball rolling for contingent. So I don't hate it. I just think it's a difficult lane to play overall, where NRG are going to be able to either play safe. You have a lot of shielding from the Karma. I feel like it's much more easier to execute on NRG side.
I would have to agree with you. The main source of engage is Kisno and Fine Mini, though. So there are avenues for that to be misplayed, especially when you're running into a Galio, Nautilus, Jax. I think there are opportunities where if that knockwave doesn't hit quite right, Contingent, as long as we're on even-ish gold, can certainly turn those kinds of fights around. So I don't think it's so cut and dry. And the thing with lane phase 2 for bot lane is that Tub, he's playing Nautilus. Yeah, you get poked out by Ezreal Karma, but that one hook can change so much in a lane if Spica and Sushi are not careful. So Contingent, I think they have ways to play. I think my biggest concern still is just the value of armor this game for NRG.
Oh my god. They lock Asila in the basement?
Bro,
OME,
Asila is
on?
getting Nocturne ulted. He's prepping himself for the mentality.
I think this is collar ulted right here. We need you to win games, Asila, and we're not letting you out until you do.
True.
But yeah. I will echo your thoughts a little bit. I do like the response that you can have for Contingent if anything goes a little bit too deep for NRG. You will be in the middle of a Galio and a Nautilus, which it's a great amount of lockdown, right? And even when you go that deep, Graves, if you are able to farm up well, is a pretty good power farmer in the jungle.
Yeah.
And can bring a lot of damage. Even the Jax, to that regard, can act as another form of crowd control. So NRG, they're gonna have to play their cards right. I do think that was a pretty good beatdown.
Yeah, thank you. And it's gonna be fun too because both of these junglers do want to be power farming. What's the counter jungling situation gonna look like? Are we gonna invade? Are we gonna steal camps away? Can one team set a jungler so far behind we get to complain about catch-up XP for the millionth time? Who knows?
Shout out Cubby Sweet, and I do think catch-up EXP is...
I retweeted it. It was disgusting. He's right.
It was very gross for that game. But here we go. Game number 1 now underway. NRG versus Contingent. Playoffs round 1, upper bracket begins now.
Oh,
Already,
yeah.
we're just throwing hands. Yeah, it really does begin.
Asila's prepping. He wants those HP traits so he can help the invade. Oh, also Kaido. Very based. Ghost instead of Flash. So he's running Ghost Smite. I mean, yeah, Sushi. What did we just talked about? Not being careful. I can already smell the gank on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
And look where Kaido's pathing.
That can have some interesting results. For Sushi, I think the biggest benefit, hey, you will have Arcane Shift. So at the very least, it's not like you are completely flashless when you have one that's already in your kit.
True.
But now Tub, not having his flash, I think, will be a worry as well.
But he has Hex Flash, so it's okay. The amount of health he's losing right now, not so okay. Especially with... Yeah, but otherwise we have both junglers pathing towards the bot side. So you got to imagine some meeting of the middle here. I think most interesting thing is Asila, as expected, has that push with the Galio. But I'm curious if we see some kind of invade, either at the red or Raptors. Oh no, but Kaido's just going to back. Yeah. He's probably going to just buy the longsword and come back.
Ooh, 5 mini, taking a lot of damage from Asila.
Jeez.
I get caught out by that Galio. Bit of an anti-mage. 5 mini, feeling the pain. It's on a cannon wave as well, so Asila's just going to push away and deny the cannon creep.
Nicely done from Asila. Welcome back to NACL. Nice. Yeah. This is 5 mini too. Player who has been getting a lot of shouts from us in terms of awards. No spoilers. Yeah. Asila getting this advantage, even in a good matchup. It's good. It's a good look.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
I think we can, allude to the fact that... I voted first
All-Pro. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, most improved is for the year this time. Someone kind of sticks out above all that.
Maybe a little. Maybe someone comes to mind. No, it's hard to say. Things are so uncertain in this day and age. You know, life. Who can predict anything?
Yeah, you know, I didn't predict Denethor going third team All-Pro, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, more pathing coming out, looking at the junglers. One thing, even with the flashes being down, that we didn't really talk about is both of these junglers aren't looking for early ganks that much as they're looking to just get to level 6 as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah, but I was hoping at least for some invades, which is, I guess we're not seeing it. Oh, hold on.
Here we go, jumping forward. Spica finds the tether onto Dapshin. The root comes both ways, though. Sushi is low, Dapshin is low.
Oh my God,
Spica's going to chase down for the kill. First blood coming out from Tub. Spica gets one more auto. Supports will reign supreme, but Asyla will be the one to put the odds in the favor of Contingent.
Really nice roam from Asyla to be able to turn that one into Contingent's favor. That's where the flash not being available for Sushi hurt them. Not quite the gank, but in the 2v2 that Sushi and Spica started.
And a crazy little exchange right there. I mean, first blood going the way of Contingent. You already get a little bit more bonus gold, but look at this exchange now. Arbrio taking a lot of axes.
Oh, I like it.
Hops into the direction where Kaido is.
Yeah, it's to hold the wave, just to make it so that Zamudo doesn't quite get that wave crash, and if he commits too much, Kaido can very much show up. But he's going to finish the back. So it doesn't end up doing anything too bad.
I will say, though, Zamudo has been the hardest top laner to lane against. This guy, even when you get counter pick against him, even if you get a CS lead, he will still somehow have a gold lead against you. He's an absolute beast. But here we go in the bottom lane. Fourth shot lined up for Dapshin. Looking for Sushi, just out of range. Nicely played there by NRG as they'll space it out. The hook found by Tub, delivering death to Sushi. Dapshin will get a kill.
Dapshin and Tub are just chefing this bot lane here, and you know what? Props to Joey in the interview. He did say that this, you know, with the players mix-up coming through here, that it isn't going to be exactly like it was before. He was expecting a 2-0. But already a great opener here for Conviction. 1K ahead. Their lanes are just naturally doing quite well, especially this bot lane duo here, Dapshin and Tub.
Dapshin dropping Sushi like it's the Sealol trophy. That's some good stuff coming out from this bot lane right now, and it gives priority to the bot side, which means let's grab the first Drake Infernal going over to Contingent.
Yeah, really good stuff. Drake stacking gonna be pretty nice for them. I don't want to quite say scaling is an issue for really either team. So I think Dragon Soul is just going to be that net benefit for everybody. Contingent, of course, happy to stack forward, stack forward.
Yeah. It's a nice little spice.
Yeah. A little flavor.
Yeah. Cubby. Anyway, here we go. Over to the top side.
That's crazy. I'll tell you what. This pasta salad has some flavor. I've had it. It's just good. Maybe not the flavor we're talking about, but it's good.
I do respect it. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Talks a lot about his like it's his mother's it's his mother's recipe, right?
That explains it. It wasn't him. Yeah. Okay, understood.
Okay.
All right, sorry, Cubby, you're owned.
Yeah, this has been a little bit tricky so far for Kizno to kind of find his effect in this game. Once he hits level 6, that's where things are going to change a bit. That first Paranoia, he is level 6 right now. That first Paranoia is always going to be one of the most valuable ones as to how things are going to go for a Nocturne. Yeah,
of course, we always talk about that because of the level 1 cooldown. You're not expecting to use it before you get the haste from Experimental Exploit, so when Kizno uses it, it'll be down for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, the grub situation is going to be pretty interesting to me. I think both junglers can take it rather quickly. So my eyes are kind of on top lane in that regard, especially with, I mean, these are power farming junglers. Once they finish their last camp, I expect they're just going to reset and go back topside. I'm getting Hecarim Udyr vibes from like 2020.
Yeah, we don't have to really We don't really have to play the game. It's just single player, PvE.
Yeah. Maybe the MMO was the jungle farming we did all along.
I mean, hey, MOBA is the hybrid, right? Strategy plus MMO.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense. I just never thought about it contextually. Oh.
Underneath the tower. Wow, this damage was massive against Sushi, but not enough to finish him off. Choke comes in from Spica. Tub in a bad way. Curtain call going to get opened up. Spica looking to block those shots, but staying in the fight is Tub. Will not find the kill. Sushi gets out in time. True shot barrage does not finish off Tub. Look at Spica. He's so low, and Dabshin says, I'm going to get me a piece of that. Contention continue to reign in the bot lane.
And Asila, he shows up in the bot lane again. First time around, he lost some farm. Second time around, does allow Mini and Kizno to do some counter jungling towards Kaido.
Oh my god, here we go. First paranoia gets used, but stunned underneath the tower. Kizno looking for the Duskbringer to come back online. We'll just flash right after him to take down Arbrio.
Yeah, ends up being flash for flash, but a successful dive. Really nice for Zamudo. Going to be able to cash in on some turret plates and, of course, deny quite a good bit of CS from Arbrio as well. Suddenly now he's up 11.
And that can be a scary thing as this game goes on. 500 gold lead to start off for Zamudo. Gives him enough to get his Hex Plate. This is what you're facing off against Dabshin. Under attack. Finally, some revenge. Going to be bought by NRG as they'll take down Dabshin.
Much needed reprieve after everything that's been going on bot side. Tub, if Tub holds this wave, that would be pretty awesome. Looks like Asila is here again. This dude does not care about his own farm, and I'm here for it.
Why is this damn Galio always in my lane? Tether comes out, Spica will stop Asila, but at this point, I'm checking my walls if Asila's in there.
Yeah, this is the point, too, where if you're in solo queue, Oriana's getting pinged like crazy, bro. Like, he's still here. I mean, Mini, he's gotten a bit of an advantage here. A good amount of CS up, but if you look at the gold, it's only about 100, because, you know, Asila, 1 kill, 1 assist, has been able to make it up that way. Really just shows that he's getting a lot of value from these roams. A lot.
I mean, what's a bundle of minions than a champion kill?
That's the real CS.
Yeah, that's the real CS right there. Does he deny CS as well? Yeah. Look at this. Counter-Strike going to be used. You can see that true damage coming through. You can't dodge that. Zamudo on the hunt, throws down the exhaust. And that is a kill for Zamudo in the top lane. This Viking is going to be terrifying.
Yep, Zamudo, we talked about potentially stifling him in that early game, and unfortunately Contingent have just not been able to do so. One well-placed gank from Kizno, and now Zamudo is running the top lane. And that poses a serious problem at 4 team fights. We talked about Contingent, big win con for them, just surviving that initial burst from NRG. And Zamudo being as strong as he is right now, it makes you less likely to survive that initial burst.
We didn't get to mention it, but during one of the fights, you had Kizno who was grabbing the grubs. It was 3 grubs he was able to get, which will put a lot of pressure, really, especially on this recall right here.
Yeah, and it's especially going to be huge inside lane too. Zamudo being ahead as he is means that he's going to win every 1v1 against Arbrio basically forever, all time. So the problem with that is going to be, now he also has 3 grubs. You leave him alone in a side lane or only have 1 person to answer him, it really just increases that threat and what he's able to take on the split.
Tower gone. Sorry, you were gone for 1 minute. That's all I really needed.
Illegal. It's not
illegal.
okay.
Zoning laws don't allow for it.
No. And therefore I will demolish.
Oh, he's already popping Ragnarok again.
That's crazy. I mean,
I'm taking a look at the cooldown right now. I mean, the Hexplate being done, it's already 1/8 of the way, so it's pretty fast now.
And that was before level 11, by the way. So it's going to be shorter, I think.
Oh, here we go. Nocturnal in the bot lane. Looks easy. You don't got mobility when you're on a Jhin, and Kizno will punish that.
Yeah, another nice gank. Unfortunate for Contingent. Not seeming to really respect the timers of those Nocturnals, understanding when they're under threat. That is also a pretty big problem, especially when these Nocturnals are so successful despite no use, rather no combination with the Orianna even. This is literally just Kizno.
Yeah, if Zamudo had his Ragnarok there, he probably executes that dive.
He could have executed it without it, to be honest. But I think he's just comfortable letting that wave go in.
I think the biggest worry there is like if you give your life in the process, because you don't have Ragnarok, it would be a shutdown back to Arbrio alongside your kill.
True.
So play it on the safer side. That being said, he's still already playing dangerously.
Minute 20 till the Herald pops up. Next big thing. I think with 3 grubs, NRG, very excited for that. And I think that's going to be our best chance, or rather our first chance, see how these teams really interact in that 5v5 setting. Right now it's been skirmishes, just lane 1v1s, 2v2s with the occasional jungle gank. Now though, how to imagine? You got to imagine that will be an opportunity for both these teams to really hit each other.
And also a good time to see the knock wave in action coming up.
Right.
As you're going to have both your jungle and your mid begin to sync up right here. Rift Herald up in 40 seconds. Already positioned in that direction. Instead, Phi Mini is going to go over towards the top side bot lane of NRG, meeting the bot lane of Contingent in the mid lane for the time being. Now, some good stuff here for Contingent. They are trying to scout out as much as they can. They do got a pretty good vision line over on the bot side towards the Dragon, but that does need a transfer if you want to contest for the Rift Herald.
And for the moment, I think we might actually see our first Graves gank. Kaido is...
Oh.
He's definitely around. Okay, he was hovering, so I thought we were going to see something. And right now, teams are meeting
Still
up.
single player game.
Yeah. Not for much longer, though. That knock wave, it's coming. I can smell it. You know, when it's about to
What's
rain,
it smell like?
the air, it smells like ozone. You know, when you can smell like when it's about to rain, that's ozone. O3.
That like that humidity type smell?
Yeah, ish.
Ish.
Nobody who understands the subject correct us, please. We just shouted.
Yeah, please. I've never described something as smelling like ozone. Here we go. Kaido's finally ganking. He's here. All right. All right, gank over. Rift Herald been pulled. Gizno fighting that on the opposite side. Another hook goes out. Yeah, you grab that minion tub.
You show him. You let him know. Yeah, you see that, Sushi Speaka? If you're not careful, that'll be you.
All right, Rift Herald getting lower and lower. Burn Call going to get opened up. Meanwhile, hopping forward, Kaido looking to steal it away. Will not get it. Rift Herald goes over to NRG. Here comes the combo. Knock wave finds its first kill, finds its second kill. Kizno coming back to back alongside Phi Mini to get the ball rolling for NRG.
That's brutal. Asila wasn't even able to impact that fight at all. Didn't see the hero's entrance. I think they just called it off, saying, like, yeah, this one is lost. And it's brutal. And like that, 3K up is NRG. They are poised to collect so much more, too, with 3 grubs and the Rift Herald in their back paw.
Oh!
What?
Oh, Arbrio?
All right. Zamudo. I want to see Zamudo's
He
camera.
recalls on his body.
I want to see Zamudo's camera. What's his face? What's his face looking like?
Give us Zamudo's camera.
That's a big shutdown. That was like 600 gold he picked up.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks,
Oh, I see Arbrio.
same.
He's chilling.
Zamudo. I guess I'm not that good with faces. I don't know what to read from this, but that's a big shutdown. Arbrio now is able to finish that Trinity Force, which is pretty nice for the Jax. You're hoping for item number 2, but still. Oh,
All right, here we go. Galliol coming in. Hero's entrance. Asila has to flash away from the Karma Tether. Still on the chase, though, is Phi Mini and Sushi as they poke away. All lands into the back of Tub, and he will fall. Sushi takes that kill. Now 2K gold lead going back over to NRG. Third falls in the bot lane. All the meanwhile, Arbrio able to grab that.
Yeah, it's about to get worse. There's a lot of gold here that they can stand to get. I don't think... Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, that little minion right there. The little minion that could. Got his final auto in. Good teamwork.
So the gold lead really hasn't changed much. I think the big thing that I'm really looking out for is that, all right, Kaido, you've been farming. You're pretty strong. What was it all for? Let's see a real fight.
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting for that second item, Black Cleaver. I mean, we talked about the armor issue that Contingent are facing, so this kind of helps with that. And after he finishes, what, I guess maybe the Collector or whatever lethality item he's interested in, then we'll fight.
Could be a Serpent's Fang. It is against the Karma.
It could be a Serpent's Fang. That's a great shout. That's a great shout.
All right, here we go. The fight coming in. Kaido is ready to assist. Ragnarok going to be popped, and Zamudo's turning this around. Kizno jumping in with the paranoia, goes on a rampage, rooted up. Shockwave goes out, pulls Contingent right back in, blocking the Justice punches. Kizno as he swings away. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Tub critically low, falls for the double kill, delivered to Phi Mini, and on the opposite side, it's all disaster for Contingent. All that remains is Daption as NRG get a 6K gold lead.
And the bait works. They dangle Zamudo like a worm on a hook, and they bite hard, and they pay for it too. This gold lead in that one play has doubled for NRG, and this is more of the matchup that we were expecting here. Our first seed in NRG, a team that, the only team to really stay together as a full 5 from spring to summer this year. That commitment to a full year together clearly been doing wonders for them. Their coach believes that, and they still have at least 3 of the best players in this league, and in this playoffs, the rest can make an argument for themselves.
Fantastic team, fantastic development. That really sets the stage for NRG. Especially when you look at this team as a whole, some of the experience you're getting, the performance you get from Zamudo, experience delivered by Spica, and that experience going to work out here as we go for a pinch right on to Kaido. Kaido's not allowed to play League of Legends. Spica will take that kill. NRG continue their domination.
Cool. And that's brutal. Kaido really feeling that lack of a flash with his summoner spell choice being Ghost.
And those axes.
Yeah, they're very sharp. And this confidence, this allows NRG to just go ahead and start this Baron. They have no jungler, and without Graves, I wouldn't be confident in Contingent's damage either. So, unless... Yeah, I mean,
Shockwave's up, Paranoia's
item.
up. I don't like
you
this.
Just win.
I don't like this for Contingent. I don't like this at all. I'm terrified.
Phi
Mini's finding his way forward. And here we go. Root's going to be found. Here comes the Paranoia. Hero's entrance, critically low. It's a pick. Tub goes down. Shockwave goes off. Daption is dead. 3 health remains on the Baron.
Whoa.
That's the Shockwave used. And that is the Baron secured by NRG.
Yeah, they managed to kill Zamudo, but what did it cost you? They had to try and make this play work, but unfortunately, they weren't able to start the Baron. They've only denied 1 Baron buff, which ultimately, with this gold lead, it's not going to amount to too much. They're just going to have a Phi Mini play it out inside, and we get to watch how quickly Baron buff minions with the grubs are going to be able to allow him to do damage. There you go, look at that. Almost halfway.
Looking for Phi Mini. Here comes Arbrio. Shockwave still on cooldown, flashing forward. Phi Mini will flash out from the dredge line. Arbio still going for the chase, but the command dissonance, it doesn't just speed up Phi Mini, it slows anyone else. There's an enemy inside of it. Arcane shift away. Sushi gets out from the curtain call.
I just can't help but think like Daption fired that 3rd shot, saw Kizno, was like, whoa! Just cancels the curtain call. Otherwise, a lot more gold to be earned here for NRG. They didn't take out Phi Mini, but you can see in top lane, they did want to use that space to try and collect some objective bounties, maybe a couple turret plates. It's really the only option. You cannot face Contingent head on. The hope is just to stall, see if you can take up gold elsewhere on the map.
Was a Serpent's Fang that was completed for Kaido.
Good call, good call.
So now that he has that, it helps with the Karma Shields, but I think you have much more problems than some Karma Shields as Zamudo turning right onto Asila, forces out the Hourglass. Inhibitor Tower now under attack as the rest of Contingent look to defend the base. Arbio is going to look for a flank on the side, but this is very risky to go for. There is no more Ragnarok. Already picked off. The Nautilus doesn't get to play. Paranoia's jumping in. Phi Mini goes unstoppable. Kizno looking like a lawnmower. And the rest of Contingent are just blades of grass as they all fall one after the other. And that's going to be game as NRG, they start off and they take the win in complete domination.
That also might be the fastest game of our summer split. They're going to finish it off before 23 minutes. And it just goes to show you, even if you get a small leg up on NRG, they always win it in the long run.
I'm checking right now.
Please do.
At least for the summer season, 23-01.
And
the shortest game that we had. They just
that
beat
was under
yeah.
23 by like 15
That was under
seconds.
23. But yeah, that was pretty brutal. I do think there were a lot of good angles that we saw early. Daption was doing a good job alongside Tub to get those early kills onto Sushi. But once things started to get out of control, they spiraled so fast.
Yeah, and I think the two main points, and it really just stems from the one main point, is that they weren't really able to properly deal with the Nocturne. It really just seemed like Kisno always got the drop on them. It was always this like perfect advantage for NRG where somebody from Contingent were caught out. And that's really what snowballed this game into a pretty convincing loss and the shortest game of the split.
Great performance coming out for NRG. As we take a look at our Philips Norelco precision replay. Beat, this is where they got Zamudo, but as you said, it cost them so much.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go for this play, so props to Contingent for recognizing, like, all right, the entire game hinges on whether or not we can succeed this now, so let's take a shot at it. And, you know, to their credit, they managed to take down Zamudo, as you said, Eric, but that's really all they were able to do.
It's a risky play to go for, but yeah, they kind of don't have much left on the table at that point. You pretty much got to full send it and pray for the best. Unfortunately, there was no answer. It's just all NRG. We're going to throw it over a short break and see if Contingent can bounce back for game number 2.
Edge.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for all you need.
Philips Norelco One Blade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Philips Norelco One Blade 360.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for all you need.
Philips Norelco One Blade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Philips Norelco One Blade 360.
The NACL is presented by Philips Norelco One Blade.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NACL Round 1 playoffs upper bracket. It's NRG versus Contingent. And while there were some good looks coming up from Contingent very early on, you had mentioned it, once Kizno got going, there was no stopping the man. Nocturne was all over the place. Mini was performing exceptionally well, and NRG would take the game.
Crazy, too, that's Kizno's first Nocturne game of the split as well, which...
He heard us talking.
He heard. I mean... I hope he also heard me saying, like, he can most certainly play those champions. He just hasn't yet. So, you know. It's really Eric who was flaming you, Kizno.
Hold up. Okay. You know what? I'll tell you, it was a different play style, but it was one that Kizno absolutely excelled in. And the Nocturne ults, we talk about the value of the first Nocturne ult. You got a double kill off of that first ult. And then that started to just snowball the game immediately after. I mean, you're sitting pretty after you get that much influx of gold and get, of course, Mini going, who was one of the recipients of one of those kills. So great performance from NRG through and through, Beat.
I'll give it to Contingent. I like the way they... Oh, huh?
Is that a Nunu ban?
That is a Nunu ban, and I'm confused.
Okay, they really did hear you talking.
But Contingent banned it.
Okay.
Does Kizno have a Nunu? Dude,
is there something we don't
my favorite
know?
Player ever. Yeah.
I have questions.
I mean, it is possible that we just picked the wrong ban. It happens to the best of us. Either way, I'll give it to Contingent. I think they opened up that game pretty well. I actually really like how Daption and Tub were laning, which it does bode well, in my opinion, for future games in this series and maybe even in the bracket. So we'll see, though, as the game still ended very quickly.
Yeah.
Contingent, they need to show us a little more.
First pick coming out for Contingent, Syndra. I'm personally a big Syndra fan. First of all, my favorite color is purple. I'll throw that out there.
I was about to ask why, but, you know, fair enough.
But secondly, I do like her playstyle. You are able to play at both a range and do some decent pick. And knowing that Victor is left available, that range is going to be pretty valuable going into a Victor. But J4, spawned in kind by NRG. That's where things get a little bit tough. If you do get caught in that cataclysm, the gravitational field goes down. You'll get stunned while being stuck in there. Now we'll see what Contingent look to bounce back with.
Right, already a Syla in a little bit of danger. The Bard pick, though, does mean it's possible to survive that initial engagement. And of course, the Caitlyn means you have a pretty strong bot lane duo. We already saw Adaption and Tub doing well with the Jhin Nautilus. So with this Caitlyn Bard, they will probably be fine as well. I see what you're whatting.
Yeah, who's jamming out back there?
Maybe it's Spica's brother. Can ask him if we interview him.
It might be. Okay, because this isn't Spica's typical room, at least. Oh, sorry. The distractions be what they be. Hope the guitar's tuned up. I think that was a guitar tuner he just took off. I'm still distracted. Wow. Jace, getting locked in here for NRG does mean you're going to have a lot of range for NRG to play with before they go for that big engage. It's a good blind to have as well. And considering you're playing into some of the range that Contingent have, I do like it as a response to close out round 1 of the draft.
Yeah, and I mean, this is also in the hands of Zamudo. You give him anything strong in the lane phase, you know he's going to perform. Especially you just knock out something like the Yorick. Just remove any potential oopsies in the top lane. It should be good.
I think you could have stopped that sentence a little bit earlier. If you give him anything, he's going to be fine.
That's true. You give Zamudo a champion, and he'll be good.
You know, give this man Sona top, and for some reason he'll still get a gold lead. It's wild the way this man plays.
He's good. He's good. He's great even. Get him
Great.
to LCS, guys.
Yes,
Get him to
please.
LCS.
Now, the question here is what's going to be the response for the bot lane for NRG? Already, we're seeing that targeted on contingent side where they're going to take away the Lucian. No support picked up, so you still have the combos you can do once you do head into that next phase of the draft. Seraphine going to be banned away as well. I think some of the champions still available. Kai'Sa is one if you want to play with like the Void Seeker range, but that would leave you very short range into a Caitlyn, which never feels that good. Xayah is another champion that comes to mind. What are we cooking with here, B?
I was thinking Kai'Sa as well. No Nautilus, but I mean, you have Alistar. You could just go all in on this dive, which works, but okay. So instead, we're just going to go with the Mel.
We forgot what meta we're in.
Honestly, I think the Marksman kind of did too. We haven't been seeing as much mage play in the bot lane. So, especially remember, this is that patch too, where all Marksmen did get the base MR buff and a reduction to their MR per level. So Adaption is going to be feeling really good regardless of who he's facing between Victor and the Mel.
But Mel allows you to play at a longer range. She, is more classified as artillery mage due to that range that you have from the Q. So this allows you to play back a little bit, not have to worry too much about getting poked out.
Hey!
And wow, we're going straight for the Camille, but this is going to be a Camille that's
Camille
not in the
top.
support role. It's in the top lane. Hey,
All
finally,
right.
we're getting some normalcy out here.
Yeah, well, the patch notes did mention the goal was to nerf support Camille, but also buff top lane Camille. So she did get some buffs, but they're not reflected in her kit unless you get more levels, which, as a support, you don't really do that. And this is a favored champ of Arbrio. This is, I like the idea because someone needs to be going in with that Zen. So I think you have a lot of ways to dive, get set up, and get picks off of the Tempered Fate from Tub. And the idea is, well, you can isolate targets who want to keep you at arm's length with that Hextech Ultimatum.
And I remember even before the changes came in, I was talking with my roommate, Kelsey Moser. Kelsey Moser in chat, please.
Nice flex.
She was mentioning that she saw angles for Camille to be viable in the top lane and wanted to see more of it. And now that you do have those changes onto Camille in this patch, I mean, this could be a pretty high value pick to go for on the side of contingent. But something we still got to speak about, bot lane pairing, it is going to be Pyke, picked by Spica. So you're looking to get out on the map. You're looking to kind of interfere with all the lanes if you possibly can. And having a J4 to kind of roam around with does make Pyke very, very deadly. The only worry is once you get caught, Pyke is so damn squishy, man. And you can breathe on him and he'll get deleted.
Yeah, I will say there isn't a whole lot of CC that I would be really concerned with for Pyke. Like if I'm Pyke and I'm concerned, I'm worried oh man, there's Alistar, there's Nautilus, there's Leona. These people are hard to kill and they can lock me down for uncounted eons. But I mean, looking at what Contingent is working with, I don't know if he's really too afraid. Only real danger is that Hextech Ultimatum, and let's be real, if you're Camille ulting a Pyke, we've really lost the plot.
I'll throw out the Scout of the Week there. It's a very simple tool to use, and if you do position wrong, it can't catch you. But game number 2 now starting up. NRG versus Contingent. Contingent had a good start, especially in the bot lane for game 1. Couldn't close it out as NRG took over a little bit later. Now Contingent, you want to take this win back and take us to a game 3. Some interesting picks to do it. Let's see if they can make it happen. Exciting to see that Camille back.
Yeah. And I think lane may not be so fun for him, but it's afterwards that he's looking for. Oh, hey.
Oh, we're just throwing down summoner spells. Ignite going both ways. Dub says, you want some? Come get some.
Yeah, he was perfectly happy getting hooked there. So it ends up working out pretty well. Especially for Sushi. Has the teleport. I mean, as you expect in the situation, but it does mean you do lack the combat summoner spell, which also helps Hub and Naption get this aggression.
Caitlyn Bard, a very it can be a very oppressive lane to have to play into. Get a little bit too far up. It's the combination of the light binding and the Yordle trap. So a quick attack now coming out from Kisno to try and deal with this. A nice use of the skewer onto Daption. Gets first blood for Spica. 2 kills back to back. Kisno's presence is felt.
And again, a pretty decent lane interaction for Daption and Tub. Gets ruined by the presence of Kisno. Getting caught once again by the jungler of NRG. That is a pretty big deal here. And the home guard will allow them to make it back in time to catch this wave. But already so much gold given over to NRG.
Yeah, and you can see the way the pathing went. You knew the idea was there. Kate Bard is going to push early, so he clears his bottom side first, immediately goes after that gank in the bot.
And that activity from Kisno is something we even appreciated from him last split. Sometimes things wouldn't pan out for him. Some mistakes in that mid to late game on occasion. But this split, it's just been so clean from him.
A beautiful playmaking. Shame Sushi didn't get any of those kills, but yeah, you're all right with it when it's a pike early on. You're going to have that early lethality. J4 is pretty happy too. Kisno kind of focusing into this mid lane. We'll just continue flexing about, walking around, saying, hey, I dare you to recall right there. See what happens.
Yeah.
Ooh, level 2 Bard? What are you doing there?
Not participating, that's what. He wanted to hang around to help. Oh, wow. Help secure that Scuttle Crab, but unfortunately, Kisno is getting that double crab off here. So, he's just maximizing his value this game. Got the successful gank, and he's out farming Kaido.
Oh, no.
That feels bad.
Arbrio forced to burn the flash. Zamuto still had his, but didn't go for the shot. Long-range shock blast won't be lethal right now. Fortunately enough, that pot was drank to get your health, Harbar, back to stable. Nice sidestep by Arbrio.
Yeah, at least he's able to stay into the lane. But yeah, flashless means Zamuto does have an opportunity to mess with him. Potentially get that solo kill afterwards. You can even see quite a big CS lead there for Zamuto too.
I did allude to the combo that you get with Caitlyn Bard. You get the Cosmic Binding. Actually, got to hold that thought because 5 minis under attack. Will burn his flash. Should be able to get out. Does escape. Summoner Spell burnt. Kaido getting a good gank in. But yeah, with... Actually, Kisno. It's Kisno going with here.
Either invade or...
He's spotted by a ward, so...
yeah. Not able to actually harass Kaido. Of course, Spica's going to hang around. Oh
my
yeah,
god!
I mean, how can play, bro? Play safe mid, I guess.
Play safe mid?
Yeah,
jungler just spamming missing pings in mid lane. Why aren't you at your tower? No, your second tower.
Yeah, why aren't you in base, actually? And then you tell them you are. The screen is just gray. And it's brutal. Again, Kaido, not so much activity this game, in this early game. It was understandable on the Graves, but you're playing Xin, one gank where he trades flashes with the mid laner. And unfortunately for him, Kisno's been able to get so much more.
All right, Kaido, gonna look for an angle over here on the top side. Flash gonna be burnt by Zamuto, turns back into it and drops the hammer. Brings in a shock blast. Here comes Zamuto. Auto after auto, 300 health remains for Kaido. Kisno not too far off. Doesn't have level 6, so he's gonna rely on the Flag and Drag to get the knockup, and he finds it on Arbrio. Arbrio will get that physical shield. But this is a wave led in by Kisno and the guts on Zamuto.
It's crazy that what started as a gank from Kaido into the top lane turned into Zamuto and Kisno escorting a pretty decent-sized wave to the top side. So Zamuto, he doesn't even need to back. He's just gonna go ahead and get that honey fruit and walk his way right back into the lane. Arbrio's gonna finish the recall, and it's brutal. 3 kills for NRG, 2,500 gold ahead. We haven't even seen a dragon taken yet, because honestly, Eric, who cares?
And You know, MR changes, Daption still has to feel a lot of those volleys coming in from Sushi.
It's not the MR that's the problem. It's the Pyke.
It's the Pyke.
Yeah. If she got some armor changes, then she would be feeling herself. Then she'd really be having fun.
Yeah, speaking of that Pyke, that point I was trying to hit a little bit earlier, you have the interaction with Kate Bard, but there's also a nice one with Pyke and Mel,
Anyone
where you set up the solar snare really easily thanks to that bone skewer coming out.
True.
Stun found as Spica just trying to be a menace. Call an exterminator. Something
Call
roaming
all of them.
inside of my attic. What's going on?
Yeah. You definitely got a problem. You can say that for certain. I don't know if any exterminator is going to be able to deal with it. Best chance maybe really is Arbrio on the Camille. If exterminators use scissors.
It's kind of like a mousetrap if you think about it when you use the ultimatum.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like the sticky trap meets the traditional mousetrap.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, yo, you're right.
Oh my God, we're cooking.
Dude, are we like the smartest guys ever? Or?
Yeah, I'm just goaded.
I knew it. I figured.
Good God, Spica's just so annoying, man. A Pyke that's doing well and is allowed to roam out is one of the most frustrating things to have to play against because you never know where he's going to be. He has so much movement speed. And before you know it, you're getting picked by a bone skewer.
And before you know it, you're hearing the Jaws music.
Uh-oh, we're hearing it. Ooh,
Oh,
bone
God.
skewer goes out. That was really close to catching Arbio. Nice hook shot. Gets him out.
Just skins his butt cheeks, but he is still feeling the wind nonetheless. Tub here is also going to have to
Not the dump truck.
try and help. That's right. Gonna drop a couple of tries for healing. That's the nice thing about Bard. You can drop a couple of these and walk it out, but otherwise, Spica's been having some impact. Spica's gonna have to leave, but at the end of the day, like, who cares? He's fine.
I do like how Tubbs willing to just fight. Every time
'cause
someone
what are
gets
you
in his
scared
face,
of?
he's like, let's just go.
Pyke-
Let's go. Let's throw,
Pyke's a
throw
level
hands.
down on him. He's like, you're not killing me, bro. Like, get out of here. It's good. He knows.
He's
Knows
a
a little
knower.
bit of ball. He's a knower. Dude, I need more people to say that. I love that phrase.
Good band, too, by the way.
Oh,
Kind
there's a
of
band
a-
called Nowhere?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they're kind of a jazz fusion, but more on the meme side of things. They actually have a really skilled drummer. It's actually insane. Have you ever heard of Clowncore, which was like a group from Adult Swim? It's the same
maybe.
exact drummer. Dude's
Oh,
insane.
no way. Wow, that's so interesting. I might have to check him out.
Yeah, I got to make you a knower, bro.
You gotta, is that what the fans of them are called? Because that's so good. I might like them just for that.
Arbio's not liking this pressure, though. This poor
I
guy.
mean, I wouldn't either. Oh my god. Full health Zamudo, by the way.
You will get some backup. Kaido's nearby, but I don't think Kaido takes a 1v1 against Zamudo here. It's
Yeah,
2-level deficit.
I don't know if we call it backup per se, because it's really going to be a 1v1 as, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Nice champ.
there are war crimes committed by this champion. See it every day.
And unfortunately, NRG, unfortunately for Contingent, they're about to see another one. NRG, now at 11 minutes, collecting the first dragon, because why not? There's nothing else for us to do. No other camps to steal. Of course, now, Gizno is free to go ahead and grab that blue buff. There is no response for Kaido. And you can just see this steady lead growing in literally every lane.
Yes.
Oh, Asila, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Silas, like, I've learned my lesson. I know
Sir,
someone's
you-
nearby. I don't want any of that.
While I agree, okay, I guess he's got enough people that it's fine.
Yeah.
He's just so low. Once Spica hits level 6, this gets even more difficult.
Fortunately, Tubbs level 6. I guess that's kind of your saving grace, right? Like, Spica's not level 6. He's been roaming so much.
True. Bard passive does help in that regard.
Meeps. Oh no.
Yeah, I believe the chimes give a little extra experience. At least last I checked, which was like 5 years ago. So
I'm pretty sure they still do. But here we go. Tempered Fate going to be used, followed up by the Yordle Snack Track, and it gets turned around. Daption's gone. Sushi says 2v1. I like those odds.
ooh, that is so sad. That's definitely a moment where it's like, crap, she has a reflex skill. And Sushi, of course, emoting on him. Little capybara in the spa because he is relaxed under no pressure whatsoever this game. 2-0-2 survives the 1v2 with a kill.
Oh, here we go.
It's done.
Spider's in the attic. Silo does step away, tries to turn it.
Okay.
Spica, you got to remember that champion is very squishy. Silo did remember, and the Unleashed Power will get a kill for Silo.
Much needed response here for Contingent. Sila's going to get them on the board. And it's really the only thing they have on the board. Besides some turret plates. So we take what we can get. This is a difficult position to be in, though, because we already talked about how hard it is for Contingent to get into NRG's range. Now NRG are so much further ahead. Kizno is just running Summoner's Rift, and Sushi is just unkillable, apparently. So with that in mind, Contingent are really running out of options.
Just right now, Spica did tick towards level 6.
Oh, boy.
Almost a level down from Tub, but I think you're pretty much okay with that considering what you were able to gain from it. 4K gold lead, yeah, I'm pretty content with that if I'm NRG.
Yeah. I think you're chilling. What are you concerned about?
This? Goodbye,
Out of your
Silo.
NRG.
That too. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh
Daption
my
is dead.
goodness. Wait, is that just ult? Okay.
Oh,
Heal was used.
I thought it was enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. The heal saved him. Hold on. Jeez. Mel is very cool, guys. No worries. I mean, credit to Sushi. He's also playing very well. So I won't blame the champion. And Zamudo is also looking great. I mean, maybe I will blame it a little, but also Zamudo's a problem. He's 2K up. Once again, he's going to get first brick all on his own. And that means that recall he's about to have is going to be pretty nasty.
Oh, yeah. And that's kind of the story of Zamudo, Arbrio, trying to get out of dodge. Doesn't want anything to do what's going on this room. By the way, one of the stats to bring up, Sushi gonna play away from that Tempered Fate. Tub gets caught out. X marks the spot, comes out a little bit too late. Doesn't find the death from below. Hopping into the Coliseum is Zamudo. Flag and drag, flashing away. Doesn't get caught by the Crescent Guard. And its skill's going to be found. Meanwhile, Fi Mini does fall to Arbrio off screen. But Spica, you're still squishy, man. And now trying to turn it around. Get reflected on. Sushi goes on a killing spree.
Daption, he just didn't have enough in the tank, and NRG come out on top once again. And it just feels like they can't make a mistake with a gold lead like this, Eric. They have their pick of the litter when it comes to objectives. Dragon in 30 seconds, Herald up right now. Anything they choose is correct when you have a lead like this.
Daption thought he had an angle in. Sushi had a rebuttal to that. And that's something you always have to keep track of. I know a few patches ago it was nerfed on... Oh, God. Sushi going on a rampage. I know a few patches ago it was nerfed on its cooldown. But, you know, you still have to watch out for when it is used. Sushi holding on to that for a long time, and it pays off big.
Huge. I remember there was a point where you could reflect the damage, too. That's not true anymore. Or, like, you wouldn't take any damage yourself.
Yeah.
Which, that's not true anymore, and it's still a good skill.
Oh, okay, we're finally jumping onto Zamudo. Waiting for the Unleashed Power to come through. Sila's low. Zamudo just turns it around, gets a kill. Says, if I die, I'm taking you with me. Zamudo goes down, but not before claiming a Sila. Now play going down in the mid lane. Gizno looking for Tub. Magical Journey comes out. Tempered Fate stuns up 3. Out comes the Yordle snack trap, but Kisno still goes on a killing spree. Return by Daption to find a shutdown. Spica is low. Kaido sees Spica in the crosshairs. RBO follows through with the ultimatum. Gets a killing spree. RBO slowly cribbing up here, Beat.
A little bit. That's a very successful roam there from the Camille, and a good response from Contingent overall. I really like that use of the Tempered Fate, and the fact that, you know, this doesn't eliminate the gold lead, at least cuts it down a good bit, and it gives them an opportunity for more in the process, because now they have the chance to get this Herald, and as long as they walk away from this without losing anything else, big dubs.
You know, I kind of like the angle for Arbrio.
Run, Kaido.
As now looking to bail out here. Oh, Sushi does a lot of damage. Dub's feeling it. For Arbio, it's like, hey, I can't face Zamudo in the 1v1, so I'll go pick off Phi Mini. I'll go find kills elsewhere. I'll go grab Spica, and it's getting him caught up. It was a 2K lead earlier against Zamudo, but these map plays are working out well for Arbio.
Yeah, Contingent has shaved up a couple thousand gold off of NRG's lead, so they are making progress towards equalizing things a little bit. Still, Dragon Soul to play for. This time around, it's a Mountain Soul, which is very good. So Contingent, I can kind of already see the future here and imagine that the third dragon is not theirs to contest. So my real hope for them is, you know, posture. Eric, it's like, yo, we really want this dragon. We really want this dragon. Arbrio's in the side lane, don't worry about him. And then it turns out 2 or 3 people are in the side lane, and we just collect some gold. Contingent, unfortunately, they need to get as strong as they can for the 4th dragon, because that is their only hope.
Yeah. 3 minutes before we do see that dragon. And look at that damage. That is not ethical. Not ethical at all. Headshot comes in, you just reflect it right back. Continue the onslaught.
That feels really bad. Otherwise, just looking at the map, not much other action to be really looking for. Maybe we could see Tub go for another roam or get a big, oh wow, ultimate with that Tempered Fate. He's been pretty good with those so far.
Looking for Kaido. Kaido getting low, gets pulled in by the Bone Skewer. Crescent Guard forced out from Kaido. All this builds pressure for NRG onto this top side. And the bot side as well. Zamudo looking for a tier 2. As Silo tries to get an angle on Sushi. Sushi's going to be fine.
Right, I mean, with this kind of attention mid lane, I'm kind of hoping we see some kind of response elsewhere. Right now, a couple people are on recall, and we're still sitting on this Rift Herald for Contingent. I'm kind of wondering if Kaido's just going to hold it, because there's still plenty of time left, and just make sure when they trade that dragon for gold, you know, they maximize and get the most amount of gold possible. I think that might be why he's holding it, or unless, you know, you catch someone out, they make a mistake, and it's like, all right, guys, let's drop Shelly.
You always got to commend Zamudo for the way he plays the map. Average gold difference at 15 is 1,100 for him. As Spica going to be under attack. Ultimatum comes out. Spica taking a lot of damage. Again, Pike squishy.
As long as he lives.
Now Arbrio's going to get punished for this as Zamudo will tee up and hit a home run.
Yeah, I will say, though, I like this call. You see enough of a presence mid and bot side, so you're going to just drop the Herald. You're going to win out on the push just because of how much pushing power it has. And as long as they escort it in for another charge, which I guess Phi Mini won't allow. Whoa, that was freaky. Any stop? Oh, yep. Held by the minions. It is what it is. Still, it is something. It is something. This game is hard, man. This game is hard.
Yeah, when you look at the gold difference in every single lane, difficulty is up there right now.
Look at Sushi, too. Huge bounty, almost maxed out. The only one on NRG who haven't died yet. You can't seem to kill him. He's been having a really good game on the Mel so far. And he's very strong. Three items. That you only need a couple stacks of the passive before that ult threatens your life.
And if you are low, Shadow Flame makes that ult really hurt, man.
That's true. I don't know. Should we fight this? Oh, wait.
Oh, Zamudo's caught out. Looking for Zamudo. Zamudo, will he fight his way out this time? Does get a couple shots onto Kaido, but he will fall. Daption grabs that kill. And now Contingent still want to brawl it out. Asyla's going to go in and take someone with him. Spica falls. Here comes Kaido stepping forward. 3 talent strikes going to get the knock up onto Phi Mini. RBO looking to chase through onto Phi Mini, but Phi Mini will flash out of range. Dragon going to be started up as Contingent. They get a fight going into their favor. They'll be rewarded with a dragon.
And it's crazy. That fight really should not have gone their way, but it's that deep teleport from Zamudo that Contingent identified and pounced on immediately. And I really want to credit Asyla just recognizing that, all right, like, I'm about to die. Best use of my life, I'm killing somebody. And it's usually Spica. And just ensuring that Contingent have the numbers advantage is what got them this dragon. And most importantly, it buys them time, Eric. You're not facing down the barrel of a Mountain Soul now. So it gives Contingent an opportunity to farm and fish out some more of these plays where NRG are overstepping.
It's nice to delay that timer. It's nice to get some extra resistances from the Mountain Drake.
Right.
It's a decent enough win. It was a 6K lead earlier. Now that gets shrunk by 1.5K. Here comes the Flag and Drake, finds its mark onto Tub. Tub goes down, following through. Spica catches out Kaido. Kaido wants to find the kill onto Spica, but only receives the Radiant Volley of Sushi. Ace in the hole gets a rebuttal. And NRG, just like that, they flip a switch and Contingent are down.
And they're back in control. Means it's going to be an easy Baron take here. Only thing is, not the fastest because you don't have a marksman, but it's going to be fast enough. The question is, what can Contingent do on the other side? Zamudo's hiding. You see Daption pushing out mid lane too. If they can get a tier 2 turret and push out some of these waves, it is, something. But otherwise, NRG still firmly in control of this game.
Turret in the bot lane does go down. They get that tier 2 you had mentioned. And it is something.
It is.
I will say that. Agree with you there,
you would be correct.
That is great analysis.
Thank you. Thank you. It's hard, man. NRG still looking really good despite an oopsie or two and a nice catch out from Contingent. I mean, this is that roster again. First in that regular split, only dropped 1 game. Not a series, 1 game.
Yeah.
And a team that I think we really do have to favor as winning it all. Only team I think who can really contest them at the moment is Cupid.
Yeah, NRG, they look so unstoppable. And I think this is probably one of the best splits for your chances to get into LCS. DSG haven't looked that good in LCS.
We did say that last year, to be fair. But overall, I still agree with you.
We didn't say that last year. They were like 5th place last year.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure. Like, they weren't looking that good, and there was the expectation that Conviction would own them. And DSG just put everyone in NACL on Prod Watch.
Oh!
Bye-bye.
Dead. RBO, goodbye. And we're looking for a little bit more over here now. Contingent want to find Sushi. Sushi, that's a shutdown for Asyla.
So much gold.
But here is Zamudo, drops the hammer onto Asyla. And even with that shutdown, it's a good influx of gold, but NRG's momentum still coming through. Now Zamudo's taking a bad angle right here, waiting for the ace in the hole. Does he have it? Daption. Oh, gets turned around.
Oh,
Zamudo! What the hell was that?
I think he canceled that Piltover Peacemaker. So it means that even now,
he's still going.
My God.
What does it take to kill Zamudo? An extra flash comes out of Tub, but Spica is there to return it in kind. Zamudo's a beast.
Yeah. Again, that's just the buffed up Eclipse for you on this patch. That shield clutched up twice for him. And to play his life for 3 individuals, at the end of the day, that's pretty worth. And NRG's lead shoots up to 8,000.
Oh, man. I mean, let's take another look at that, because Zamudo should be dead. In no world does he survive this, and yet somehow he forced it into existence.
Yeah, and it looks like Daption didn't have a ward too. If he was only able to just see from a distance and auto one more time, this is a very different situation. But it played out how it played out, and NRG still find themselves in a very commanding position. Baron buff about to expire, but the damage is certainly done.
Now, I will say this. Look at the gold in the mid lane. The lead is just down to 200 gold. Asyla got a lot from that shutdown that was picked up earlier against Sushi. It could help for your pick potential. That's the biggest thing you're looking out for on this Syndra.
Yeah.
Shadow Flame is completed. That means the unleashed power does hurt a lot when you are able to find it. You would like a third item to be done as well. But still, that, as we said earlier, B, that is something.
And not just that, you want a Scylla to hit 120 stacks. He's currently at 105, but once you max it out, you get the extra AP, and you do have the execution on the unleashed power.
Oh no, Kaido's pulled right back in, uses the Crescent Guard. It's going to block a lot of damage, but it will time out soon, and Zamudo's watching closely. Sushi brings the pain over the wall. Kizno, Goomba stomps onto Asila. Tub on the run, but you're going the wrong damn way. Gets pulled into the grasp of Zamudo. One more shot to finish. Death from below. Arbrio, that's not your home. Kizno smells something over here. He's going to let this recall timer go a little bit more before he's pulled right over the wall. Kizno flag and try to get the knockup. Spica's gonna walk away, not gonna risk his life this time, realizing Arbrio could burst onto him. Ultimatum used to get out from the death from below. Spica is lower and lower, but Kizno is there to run interference and to take Arbrio's head. Blast plant gonna be used. There comes the bone skewer. Arbrio has a chance. Tower goes down in the mid lane. Arbrio is still alive though. He's delaying this for as long as he can, but it's inevitable. He falls in the jungle. Turrets falling in the base of Contingent. A kill back. It's Daption who gets the shutdown onto Sushi this time. And a wild fight across the map, but ultimately it goes into the favor of NRG as they break the base.
More gold onto Daption, it's always a good thing, but how can you overcome this chasm that NRG have built between them and Contingent? Now over 10,000 gold ahead, and for every step forward Contingent take, NRG take 3 more. Even with all the stalling Arbrio was able to do, even with the shutdowns, Contingent are able to grab. They are still down so much gold. They still have 2 inhibitors exposed. And NRG at this point are 1 fight away from winning the series.
If you're Contingent, at this point you're just like, well, they didn't take our inhibitors. At least we got that. So you don't have supers coming in. Keeping the base kind of alive here, but this gold fissure is the best way to put it here. That was generated by NRG is so damn massive. Influx of gold onto the carries is going to feel nice to try and get your comeback going, but the odds incredibly low.
Yeah, and one quick addendum. I was wrong about Syndra. It's at 100 stacks where her ult has the execute. Okay. So he has that now, and they could use it.
Solar Snare goes out. Kaido using the Crescent Guard. Tempered Fate. Gonna find its mark. They're looking for Zamudo. Zamudo just flashes forward on Daption. He takes him down before he falls. Daption, what do you gotta do, man? It seems like everyone on this NRG team is the boogeyman for you.
They gotta give the shout out to Sushi, doing the bulk of the work there. With that ultimate, with that range damage he's able to throw out. But yeah, Zamudo, and constantly, anytime he goes down, Contingent have to work for it. He always manages to claw something from them every time they kill him. Still, 1 for 2. Contingent will take a very momentary sigh of relief. It's going to allow them to maybe do the smallest bit of farming, maybe get these waves into more of a playable state. But remember, that timer we talked about, it's ticking down, because NRG in 3.5 minutes will have an opportunity to get that Dragon Soul.
Good God. Zamudo might have the most exciting deaths in the league. Every time he goes down, it's just an experience. It's kinda like,
true.
It's kind of like Breaking Bad, that one dude who's in the wheelchair who takes out Gus by just bombing them both. Here we go.
Oh, Salamanca?
Yeah. Comes the Cataclysm. It's going to be a pick. Guardian Angel popped. Contingent looking to fight through this. Built over Peacemaker doesn't come out at the right time. Still up is Kizno. Finally drops. It's another shutdown for Daption, but he's getting chased by Zamudo. Arbrio runs interference to protect his marksman.
Oh my
Shock
God.
comes in, but the Shock Blast finds its mark. Arbrio still fighting through this, though. Wants to take down Zamudo. Claims his life. Over the wall comes Fi. Mini sees Tub and wants a piece of that. Slower and slower you move. One more laser to find the ace for NRG.
And I think that's all she wrote, Eric. Series is done. NRG are going to move ahead, and Contingent, while having some moments to be proud of, have lost their first life in playoffs.
Who's that guy that kills Gojo? Yeah, he says, you fought well at the very end of it. Yeah, sorry, that's...
Spoilers.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, whatever. NRG win, 2-0. Big dub going over as they'll proceed in the upper bracket.
That is a really funny reference, though. I gotta say, I like that one, Eric. NRG saying, you fought well. I'll never forget you. But who knows? Maybe Contingent will win their way up and play them again. Because I gotta say, this is probably the best look I've seen from Contingent, maybe all split.
Yeah.
Please, guys. I'm talking about the first 10 minutes and a moment here or there in Game 2. So, yeah, it's something you can build on, hopefully, throughout these playoffs.
Yeah, again, right? The Joey quote, well, it's what you talked about with Joey, which is you learn a lot from these losses. And there was definitely a lot to pick up from this loss because it wasn't just the most one-sided dominating games. There was moments of brilliance coming out from Contingent time and time again. Good God. Zamudo's opening up a bank, man.
He is. Bank of... I don't know. I was going to make a joke about visas. We're just going to call it the Bank of Zamudo.
Bank of Zamudo, that works.
Yeah. It's he earned a lot of gold that game. He did a lot of damage. Everyone did, though. As you can see, this gold graph, very not LPL-like, very one-sided. It's very tough. Very tough for Contingent.
I mean, the angles were there. I really did appreciate what Arbiter was doing when he said, hey, I can't really fight with Zamudo, so let me roam around the map and find angles there. Onto Spica, onto Phi Mini. Even some of that body blocking that we got towards the end to take Zamudo down with him. There were some good looks out of Arbrio, even stepping up from a substitute role.
Yeah, got to give some credit there, too, because that is a really great point. You know, you have some roster shakeups. Temporarily, Asila wasn't playing. They had Shochi. We're bringing back Arbrio for today. I think we'll have J-Rockets back probably for their next match, but we'll have to see. So, all things considered, not too bad, and we'll see what they're able to take away throughout playoffs. It's tough because you're short split into this double elimination bracket where you're already now in the lower bracket. You're really on quite a timeline to improve.
So let's go ahead and pull up our MVP for this game. I think there's a lot of names. You could have put all their names in a hat and picked one, and you would still be right there. But Kisno was fantastic. I think the Nocturne game, very early ults, had big impact. And just the presence that was felt, the early gank coming out, clearing out his bot side on J4, then going for the immediate gank in the bot lane. Fantastic stuff from Kisno.
Yeah, the Nocturne game, I think, was really what put it over for me. I think he had a really good look there. All his ultimates were super impactful, and he was just finding every good angle. And on the J4, yeah, he set up his bot lane for success. He was the one finding so many successful ganks and invades, and he was just that driving force for NRG in both games.
Well, we do have our interview ready with Zamudo, so let's go ahead and bring him on to the desk. Overall, great performance, and it's great to see Zamudo once again. How you doing, Zamudo? Great win.
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here. How are you guys?
So, yeah, I want to ask, talk to me about how the year overall has been with this team. I know this is a very long-term development team. You guys had your roster pretty much set since spring. So tell me about some of the, growth and adventures you guys have had as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, I think reflecting on this year so far, I mean, I'd say it's been quite a journey, but one that I'm glad to be on. I think from the start of the year to now, everyone has improved a tremendous amount. I'm just really proud of the work we've been putting in.
And I want to ask a question that Beatdown had asked Joey at the start of our broadcast earlier, which is, what is making this playoffs run different than spring? Because for spring, you guys did have an exit that was kind of surprising, but this time around, you're already starting off very strong. So what's the difference here? What's going to take you guys to the finals?
At least personally, looking back last playoffs, I played pretty poorly in my opinion, and honestly, this series was pretty terrible as well. I'm just not feeling well today, to be completely honest. But I think we've just improved a lot since last playoffs, so I think that's why we'll win this time around.
So for a lot of people, I mean, you were most valuable prospect last split. You're probably very much on the radar to take it again for this upcoming split. I want to know, where do your goals lie after this split of NACL? Is this the split where you want to promote alongside NRG, get into Tier 1 by other means, or is Tier 1 not even on the radar? Talk to me about it.
I mean, yeah, for sure. My goal ultimately at the end of the year is to either promote or get picked up by an LCS team at the end of the year, and should be, at the very least, I shouldn't have to worry about any visa issues this time around.
Well, that's good to hear, because I know a lot of people have been saying DSG are looking a little bit vulnerable this time around. So it'd be awesome to see if you guys could be the one to challenge them and potentially take that guest slot. But as you start looking forward into the future, I want to ask, when you look at the teams that you'll be facing, is there any top laners who you think can actually, kind of push you a little bit? Because we know you to be a top laner who generates massive gold leads. We talked about it. The regular season gold difference at 15 for you is 1100, which is a crazy average to have. So is there anyone here that you're either like looking forward to facing because they pose a bigger challenge for you?
I'm kind of looking forward to facing all the top laners. They all like excel at like one thing or another, and I think overall, they're very solid for sure.
Yeah, simple it be. Hey, everyone, do your best and keep kicking butt on the way through. I want to give the stage to you. Do you got any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to shout out all the staff at NRG, my teammates for sure, my brother, Whisper, and Toasty Alex.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and I want to wish you the best of luck in the playoffs bracket. And I'm not sure what ails you, but I hope you get well soon, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to bring Beatdown back. Beat, nice little interview right there. Pretty straightforward. Nothing to really divert. The goal, get in, promote, and no visa issues sounds very exciting to me, because I need to see Zamudo in Tier 1.
Yeah, as someone who's also been visa gated on a number of occasions, I feel for him. I really do. So hopefully that works out. Dude is playing out of his mind. He does not belong in the NACL, so let's just get him out of here, man. I'm sick of it. I say lovingly.
I also got a lot of pings that I spoiled too much stuff in one cast within 2 minutes, talking about the Breaking Bad stuff and the JJK stuff.
Okay, whoever's complaining about Breaking Bad, like it's been like a decade. Shut up.
I'm not going to stop there. Sean Bean dies in Game of Thrones. Deal with it. Anyway, let's get on to our next series of the day. This is one I'm expecting to be a little bit of a slugfest right here. Winthrop University, Ole Miss. They have a lot of history with each other. Winthrop, as of recently, kind of getting the better of the exchanges, especially back in C-Law, where they were able to make finals above Ole Miss. But this Ole Miss looks much more dialed in than the Ole Miss we saw in spring.
Yeah, I gotta say, and it's going to be really exciting to talk with the coaching staff from them. And I know normally this is your throw, but we're here and ready. So I'm just going to dismiss you, Eric, and we'll be back in a minute or two while I talk to Aloxo, the coach of Ole Miss, or one of the coaches, I should say. Aloxo, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Beatdown. Good to see you. How are you doing?
You too. I'm doing great, man. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to be here. It's good to take on Winthrop for the 50 millionth time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, you guys have met up on occasion here and there. You know, nothing too serious. So actually, before we get to Winthrop in the matchup, though, I'm kind of curious for you and your experience and the players' experience. It's the first time Ole Miss has gotten to the NACL playoffs. So what's that been like for you and the team?
It's been really exciting. Me and Colomer have worked with the Ole Miss team under different team names for a few splits now, and I think we were always on that verge of making it to playoffs, but just never able to find ourselves like the last wins of the season to get there. And in this season, despite some obstacles and subs and all of that, like I think that we've grown a lot as a team, both like as an organization, but players and staff individually, and that we've like kind of proven that at this point that we are competitors for playoffs. So it's exciting to be here, and yeah.
Nice. It's amazing to see you guys make it this far, and I'm kind of curious too if you can expand on that a little bit. I don't want you to give away any trade secrets or anything like that, but what is different for you guys this time around? Because I mean, even thinking about the way groupings and things like that, you guys were facing the harder group, but you still managed to overcome those obstacles and qualify. So what was that kind of coming together moment for you guys, if there was one?
I think the biggest thing for this season was largely focusing on ourselves and making sure that our team dynamic was as strong as possible. The biggest strength of our team has always been, in my opinion, that our individual players are very, very strong and can win on our own. But it's about finding a full team identity that works for us and being able to just work together and be greater than the sum of our parts. I think that was the biggest difference for this regular season.
And it may sound like a little corny, but it really just sounds like synergy was like really the big deal for you guys. Like, yeah, all your players are great, but how are you guys coming together and actually playing as a unit? Is that's what's been working for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the synergy thing, and largely that we just had commitment all around, and we're able to just get a lot more scrims than we were in previous seasons. Like in the past, both of them were spring split. They were at the same time as CLOL. We kind of had different objectives and trajectory as a team. This time we've just been solely focused on NACL with all of our scouting, our scrims, everything has been in preparation for these matches, and I think it kind of reflects in the way that we play.
Well, that makes sense. So now going to your matchup today, a team who, you guys have played them now and then. You're familiar. You know of them. Winthrop University, of course. We are talking about this as a collegiate matchup as well, as you've already pointed out. So I'm kind of curious, with having that perspective, having faced this organization, been interacting with them for so long over the years, how do you feel about this roster versus the previous one? Mobility now is on a different team. Denethor's moved up, and we got a lot of changes. So what are your thoughts?
I think that the rivalry, it's a rivalry as old as time. It's really exciting, but fundamentally, both of our teams have changed beyond just the roster, but how our identity and how we want to play. And even though I think we struggled a little more into them last season, I think we've kind of put together something that we're very confident in. And the first week of the NACL, we took down Winthrop 2-0. I kind of don't have a doubt in my mind that that's the same thing is going to happen today.
Okay, I love that confidence. You're gonna beat them 2-0. That's what we like to see. Well, I wish you guys luck. You guys have been playing really well, so I'm excited for this matchup in particular today. So before I let you go, Loxa, you have any shout-outs? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, shout out to my team. I think we're going to play a good match. Everyone's been working hard. Shout out to Colomer, of course, the head coach of our team. And also shout out to my other team, the Bunny Girls X Team Liquid Alienware. We're playing in LIS, so come support us on Sunday. Shout out to the broadcast team, like you guys, as per usual, always doing a great job. And shout out to Crankshank from Cupid. She's been doing a really good job in her debut split. And yeah, excited to see what that Cupid team can do, but also excited to just take down Winthrop today. So thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, Aloxa. I wish you luck, and I love your earrings. They look great.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy, man. And Eric, you're back. I undismiss you. And now we can talk about the game. You're welcome.
Yeah, good shout out by the way at the very end. League Impact Series that's taking place
I know.
this weekend. They're currently playing out their group stages. That's a tournament for women and marginalized genders. Please tune into that, support that. We need inclusivity in the space. And big ups for Loxio for being one of the coaches in that for Bunny Girls Team Liquid Alienware. But
good on you for remembering the name.
Oh my god, it's so much. I just remember Talal, bro. Talal. Let's pull up the rosters to start off our matchup right here. Now, I will say for week number 1, Winthrop University, this wasn't a team that was really clicking right away. It took about week 2, week 3 before we started to see how this team was going to interact. And I think that's an important thing to bring out just because it is such a different look from Winthrop than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and I think regardless, in any iteration, Tails always says to me, trust the process. It's all about growing. And every time he ends up being right. And this roster, as you said, after those first couple of weeks, really grown into their own. I really like what Barrick is bringing, especially considering he was one of the later pickups before the split started. Yeah. Samikin really expanding that champion pool and gaining confidence, something I talked with him about the other night after their previous match on the end of week 5. Just the fact that he's been able to grow and become, believe in his ability more, and it really reflects in his gameplay, has been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great to see what he's feeling confident on more, because we used to know him as just the artillery mage guy. Like, you're going to see, Zoe a lot. It was almost permaban from him, but now he's really getting comfortable with a lot of these control mages and how those matchups work out. Yeah, sometimes just the standard stuff is all you really need. Also, shout out to Tomo. He was one of the ones more willing to lean into the mages, for better or for worse, sometimes. And I think it's also worth bringing up Kim Down, who is a tremendous force on this team. I always love watching KD's play, but he was one of the first ones to kind of lean away from the Enchantress meta of Spring, going towards like the Nautilus picks and whatnot. And now that we're fully committed into that, he looks so comfortable in that meta.
Yeah, and you got to appreciate players who can do both styles. Usually in the NACL, we have supports who lean one way or the other, usually the engage angle, but KD, very competent in both roles. So it really just adds to that flexibility alongside the growth of Samikin's champion pool in pro play. So it's good stuff. Big excitement about Winthrop University. And Eric, why don't you tell us about the other team that they're facing? Yeah.
Let's bring on their opponents, and that's going to be Ole Miss. Again, Winthrop was getting the better, but that was the older iteration of Winthrop. In this current iteration, Ole Miss are looking much more dialed in and much more competent of a contender. And it's a completely different look from what we had in spring, where we had a lot of these roster shuffles that didn't allow Ole Miss to really settle on what their playstyle and what their synergies were going to look like. I think one of the greatest additions has been Bounty. Bounty's very 100%. Active on a lot of his roam timers when he's playing support. And of course, bringing in Ariana in the top lane. This team is clicking, and it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I love that shout about Bounty. I really do think, while of course Griffin, Bradley, Array are playing well, Bounty has added this stability, cohesion to the team that's very evident compared to the last split. And of course, as Aloxo pointed out, you combine that with the fact that, there are no real collegiate obligations going on right now in the competitive space for them. It's just been NACL as the focus, and they've really grown as a result.
Yeah, they've really grown, and you're starting to see kind of this play style develop from them, where I feel like a lot of it is almost play through Bradley. Bounty complements that very well because he will roam, especially towards like Raptors very early on. A lot of supports have been doing once we hit level 3, we get out of our lane and we go try and influence else. Bradley works really well if you give this man a lead. He knows how to snowball with it. So, I think this brings up our support face-to-face because a lot of that is given through Bounty's roam timers. These are two big support players who have massive impacts on their squads.
Yeah, but both of them are just excellent at it when it comes to impacting the map, having very clear understandings of what timers they can be looking for, and those key moments in so many different matchups where they can be that tipping point to turn things over in their teammates' favor and their team's favor overall. And I think it's been really great to watch both of them throughout this split And of course, Bounty being that former spring champion playing over there with conviction, you got to imagine they're feeling that loss. Not going to results-based analysis exactly, but there's something to be said about them losing Bounty and the real decline in their performance since.
Yeah, I mean, that bot lane was tactical and Bounty, but I completely echo the fact that Bounty was a big part of that championship roster. So having him on Ole Miss feels good. Having Kim down on Winthrop also feels good. Kim down a little bit more willing to experiment. For better or for worse sometimes. I was very concerned about the Pike sometimes when that does come up. But seeing stuff like Renata is very exciting to see for Winthrop. But again, I think one of the main overlaps that we're going to see is they love to engage for their teams.
They do. And I mean, this is what I mean in the champ pool too, that he's willing to play those both styles. The Renata looks great. The Bard is great. And of course, he plays all those engaged champions very well to top it all off. And I wanted to check. Nope, it was only one Pike game. They did win though, so it's fine, even though he struggled.
Okay, I think I'm thinking of, I think it was playoffs last split.
Oh, maybe
Pike
it
game
was.
Very,
because I remember,
suspect.
I also remember a very bad Pike game from Kim down.
Yeah.
Yep, a one and he lost. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
so
what it was.
He redeemed himself
Okay.
this split. Yep.
Redemption is
Shout
found.
Actually, Redemption didn't play this split, but I understand the confusion.
Oh, Beep. There's some things I won't forgive you for. I'll forgive you for that. I won't forgive you for the tweet to start us off this day.
I'm sorry, man. When production said seat down Boulevard, I was like, dude, the tweet is there. It isn't even like I didn't make the tweet. I was just the medium, the conduit of art. What could I do?
You can move on to draft. That's what you can do. As we're ready for the draft of game number one. Already bands coming out right away. A lot of those very popular picks. We were talking about the Ezreal, the Ziggs, going to be off the table. This does leave open the Orianna, if that's an angle either team would want to go for, but instead the first pick will be Cassiopeia for Winthrop.
Which makes sense. Sammy Kin has been looking really good on that one, and I think that's a huge denial from Bradley as well, who is also spectacular on the champion. And of course, again, just reminding us the prominence that she has in this meta. Really a chokehold in the mid lane.
Waiting for the pick to come out from Ole Miss. If they want to play ball, Orianna's one. Syndra is the other. You do outrange the Cassiopeia, so this allows you to both play a little bit more safe, and if Cassiopeia starts jumping on you, you can get that Scatter of the Weak to get her right off you and get that damage going. Those mid lane's going to be locked in right from the get-go. See if we want to start going for the jungle role. You do have the J4 that is available. That's been very popular to go for. But instead, Ole Miss going to focus on their bot lane.
And it makes sense. Bounty for, I believe, first Bard. If I'm remembering that graphic that was only up a minute ago correctly. Another denial there from Kim Down, who plays that one nicely. And I think it's nice, too, when you have something like the Syndra. You just imagine, especially in Game 1, when basically every champ's up, Winthrop are going to pick something exactly like that, like Vi. Yeah. Something that is going to just knock down squishy and not-so-mobile champions. Something to really break up that engage, slow things down, and conversely also play for picks with that ultimate is good.
And the most picked jungler of the split, and it's very easy to see why it's a champion that's easy to execute a whole number of strategies on, and being able to line up that cease and desist when you have more immobile champions out there always feels really good, and it pairs well with other champions to set up their crowd control. We will have some long-range poke on the side of Winthrop, as they do have the Jace locked in for Barrack over on the top side. Almost respond in kind. They will take the Viking, Olaf, as their response. But this also brings up a question, because I did see one of the hovers. There is a chance that the Syndra does go bot lane.
That's true. I think that's something that we always need to be considering, even though Mage's bot have kind of fallen off a little bit. We saw it happen last game. We saw it happen last game with Sushi and the Mel. So now they have Vayne ban. Makes sense. Really worried about that one, since we already see Orianna playing the Olaf. Oh nope, it's a Vayne bot ban, I guess. Because I already see Jace.
Yeah.
Huh.
So now ADC pool will be pinched. Jin gets banned away. The combination that you can still run with the Bard, we saw it in the last series. Caitlyn, something that's on the table if Winthrop want to go for a ban in that direction. At the moment, you're still waiting for Ole Miss to grab their jungler. The pool is really wide open, so I'm not sure if you really go for a jungle ban right here. I would kind of like a marksman ban a bit more.
I mean, well, there you go. You got what you wanted. A lot of marksmen actually banned away there.
Yeah.
As we have 80 carry, probably, possibly, push towards that second rotation. You can never be sure in the big 2-6.
Yeah, usually when this many ADC bans come out, this is the time to just say, well, Mage.
Is that a... Oh, okay. Sorry. It stopped, like, flashing, so I thought...
I was waiting too. I wasn't trying to buy into the hover.
Skarner makes more sense. I like this one. Really adds a lot of beef to this front line. You can absorb some of that poke that the Jace can offer. And I kind of like Skarner when you're facing up against dives, because that Ishtal impact, I mean, if they run into your face, it just makes it so much easier. And of course, the Impale. A lot of value there too. I think Griffin is a pretty big opportunity to turn these fights in Ole Miss's favor.
Again, this is a bit of a KD special. I know every support and their mother plays it, but during the Enchantress meta, Kim Down was one of the first ones willing to lean more into the Nautilus over Enchantresses. Does give you some great engage, sets up a lot on the table for Winthrop, pairs very well with Vi. Now I just want to see what the marksman lock-in is going to be before we do kind of settle right here. And wow, going for a little bit of scaling as Aphelios gets locked in.
Okay, I was asking for Aphelios quite a lot yesterday. I guess it was a day late, and I was kind of right. So we're just going to say I was pre-right. But at least this way, you do offer a little bit of range and a lot of DPS, which I think both sides were... Which I think Ole Miss was lacking up until right now, where they lock in that Xayah. So, Xayah Bard, not really the combination we're used to seeing, but I think it really fits with Ole Miss's comp's identity overall. And this idea of they can start fights if they want to, but I think they have a lot of really consistent ways to answer Winthrop's dive.
It's a little bit unorthodox, but yeah, I really do like it for the sake of the dive more than anything else. Cease and desist, Featherstorm. Guess what? Now it's on cooldown, and I'm chilling.
Yeah, or cease and desist, Tempered Fate. And now it's on cooldown, and I'm chilling. Yeah!
There are some synergies that can work as well. If you do get a Cosmic Binding, it gives you a little bit of auto time to set up the Blade Caller. So that is something to keep in mind for this composition for Ole Miss. But it is, it can be very in your face and very pick-oriented is what I'm seeing mostly from Ole Miss's side.
I would agree with you. You definitely have this. Those are part of those forward-going options that I had mentioned, where, yeah, you hit a Scatter of the Week, or Griffin gets a good angle with that Ishtal impact, even Bounty's ultimate. If somebody is out of position, I think there's a lot of value there, especially when you look at the champs Winthrop's working with. The only ones who have like very clear movement abilities are the Vi and the Nautilus. The rest, well-placed Tempered Fate could very easily catch them if they don't flash.
Game number 1. Collegiate Showdown now hitting the Rift. Winthrop University, Ole Miss University. Only one college can proceed in the upper bracket. We're going to find out who right now. Or in about 2 hours. To be more specific. Yeah.
No. Right now. I like what you said. It sounds better. Or you know what? Do the epic voice that you did. Let's say in 2 hours instead of right now. Okay,
in 2 hours!
Perfect.
Ariana being a little bit devious, hiding in the brush. Just get the angle onto Barrick.
Yeah, and the zoning off of the XP. I think Barrack might have lost out on a little bit there. A nice advantage for Ariana. And landing those undertows. I mean, that's really the key to that matchup there. Yeah. Especially in these early levels. You're getting hit, Barrack. You're in trouble. That's why he's chugging.
Also, thing to note, both top laners win Ignite.
Yo, that's so based, actually.
We are throwing.
Dude,
hands,
I'm telling you, there are a lot of things. Wait, I just realized what you meant. There are a lot of things I enjoy. There's a lot of things I enjoy about role quests and what they've done for the game. But I think the thing I enjoy most is the fact that top laners, you just get TP no matter what.
Yeah, so you can go to combat.
Yeah, I love it. I love that so much.
I think it makes for a really fun matchup. I really like it on Barrack's side because you have to deal with some of the healing that an Olaf is going to have when he tries to just get in your face in 1v1. Heal cut does come out from Ignite, so it's a nice little touch.
Yeah, and otherwise, we look at elsewhere parts of the map, other parts of the map. Nothing too exciting is really going on yet. Just taking stock of keystones. Nothing really cool or exciting. I see no unsealed spellbooks. Yeah. Oh, Array went Conqueror. That's interesting. Is that common? Am I crazy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's usually lethal tempo.
Yeah, you get out the feathers
PCA.
faster.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's neat. I mean, Conqueror scales. That extra bit of sustain could be that difference maker, especially when you're dealing with a lot of DPS. Oh,
Barrack.
It's been a pleasure, sir. 07.
And this is where things kind of suck. But wait, here comes Wilson. Wilson comes out from the top rope and brings that right hand to the job. But both top laners gonna fall. Wilson is all that remains. 2-1 Winthrop.
Barrack, I was complimenting you in the pregame. You didn't need to die there. You didn't need to die there. Good gank from Wilson.
Bro's like, I took Ignite. I'm here to fight, bro.
The rhyme makes me feel better.
I gotta throw hands. Mama didn't raise a coward.
True. I'll give it to him. You're definitely right about that.
I appreciate it though, but that's a nice pickup for Wilson. 2 kills, good influx of gold. Let's take another look at that. Look, the way he just comes in, like, and his name is John Cena.
Yeah. The theme song starts playing. It's good. I understand Barrack wanting the, what's it called? You know, the assist gold. I think you just auto him once and just run, brother. Run.
Oh, we're not done with our roams. Bounty gonna show up over here, but doesn't realize. And his name is John Cena again. Wilson shows up. Sammy Kid finds the kill on a Bounty. You know, he tried to heal up, used both of his charges, but it still wasn't enough to stop the poison.
That is a great pickup there for Sammy Kid, and I love how calmly he played that one out. Knows Wilson is in his back pocket, and it's just some more gold for him and the rest of Winthrop University.
This is a fun start. Wilson's playing so well.
I know.
Reads out the jungle gank in the top lane, then catches out the support roam in the mid lane.
Dude,
great response.
I feel like a crazy person when I talk about Wilson sometimes, because like I've been watching this guy for years, and I really thought we saw his ceiling. And I don't know, dude. Like the dude really just raised the bar of his gameplay this year, and it's just been. I can't stop talking about it. I feel insane.
I completely agree with you, because a lot of the early performances we got at Wilson, it was just like, it's okay. It's a little bit mid. This year, there have been so many better looks. I know a lot of it started with his Leaf Sin play. He was much more willing to hop on that champion and start to pop off, but now we're starting to see that expand more and more into just intelligent jungle positioning, and it's been great from Wilson.
Yeah, it's some really good stuff. It's going to earn him a very easy dragon take as he's hit level 6. As Mark points out, Vi takes early dragon very easy. Shout out her passive. Shout out her W, dead king blows, good stuff. And it's a very fast dragon take.
Oh, yeah.
And some nice resistances gained for Wilson. And some confidence. He wants to get in there.
Shout out Rafa as well.
Real, agreed. Wherever he is. Whatever he's doing.
Let's see if it happens again. Where Rafa was like super excited about the Trinity Force getting taken early. No, it's not Trinity. Okay, good. Good. We got some sanity here.
Honestly, I kind of wondered before we had that conversation early on, because we were talking about Sundered Sky and how it's nerfed. I was kind of wondering if we were going to see Eclipse, because Eclipse is pretty big for Vi. As mostly when Vi would go like those explodey lethality type builds, but I think with some of the buffs it's seen recently, like I actually think it would be a good first item for Vi, and especially Wilson win Conqueror too. So yeah, that's my prediction.
Taking a look at these roams now coming in for Bounty. Still looking for an angle over in the mid lane. We'll just clear out the wards for the time being. Overall, it's early gold lead going over to Winthrop University. Samikin kind of biding his time. The ward taken away does allow Griffin to get into the mid lane unseen, and now Samikin going to be on the run. Wilson not too far off, has Kim down in the back pocket. So Samikin will be A-okay.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Barrick's fine.
He's on the run.
He's fine.
The psychopath after me.
Yeah, as soon as he dodges the undertow, like, he's fine. I will say, bit of an awkward move there for Samikin. He did have KD around, but he still had to path all the way through his own jungle to get back to the mid lane. Does leave a bit of time for Bradley, who is ultimately just going to play in Fog for a bit before coming back into that mid.
Since we do have a little bit of a moment right now, might not have that moment as Bounty. Okay, he's level 5. He's not going to do too much over here. Scatter the Weak goes off. Still going to be popped.
Remember, Unleash Power is there. So if a Cosmic Binding hits, I could see it.
And you can see the rotation coming out. First touch for the bot lane of Winthrop University as they make their way towards the mid side. Scuttle gets taken by Ole Miss. We'll see a fight over those grubs soon.
And I will say, Samikin does need to be careful, but that rotation coming in much faster for Winthrop really gives them prime position here to be able to... Oh, if that Q landed... Actually, Samikin's out of mana. But either way, that fast rotation there for Winthrop, swapping their bot and top lane, I just gave them a really easy avenue here. First touch, as you said, for these grubs. I think Wilson should have a pretty easy time getting all three. Ooh, Phantom will get some plates too.
Yeah, that priority from the bot lane going up top. Now here comes Barrick jumping right onto Bradley. Scatter the Weak used, gets the stun to stop Barrick, bringing that hammer down on his head.
That's right. Speaking of hammer, I think Array might be facing the hammer as well. I didn't see the first use of that Featherstorm, but it is on cooldown. There's a little concern.
Coming up pretty soon. No level 6 for Bounty once again, but you do have the depth charge from Kim down. Bounty looking to just clear out wards, making sure no shenanigans are afoot. And Array is going to be okay. Same thing with Bounty as they'll clear out the wave and take the recalls.
That's right, things slowing back down, but I will say, some of this early action from Winthrop University, they've gotten themselves 2,500 gold lead. And that first dragon as well, all three grubs. And this has actually been a very successful early game for them. I think one thing we didn't really talk about is scaling so far this game. Not really sure I have a deep concern for Ole Miss, but I slightly lean Winthrop's way when you consider... Oh yeah.
Cease and desist, gonna find its mark. Buying some time with the Tempered Fate. Bounty lays it down. Out comes the Impale. Gets dodged out completely. Bradley is vulnerable. Doesn't get into the magical journey in time. Kim down will take the kill.
Wow, nice catch out and huge flash from Wilson to dodge out on the Impale. This is, hold on. Another fight.
Here we go. Ragnarok, he's screaming, he's cleaving, he's throwing his axes. He wants Barrick. One more undertow, and Ariana gets a solo bolo.
And you said it, ignite and ready to fight. And I think we have a little more of an altercation forming here in this bot lane. Still, Wilson's going to go ahead and get first hit on that dragon, but red-white don't fight.
Oh, Hook finds its mark, and Bounty finds the gray screen. Tomo holding the line, chases away Griffin. Array, you can't step up right here. Tomo's ready to throw. Forces out the barrier from Array, who barely escapes with his life.
Really nicely done there from Winthrop, and I think we don't see enough Aphelios because Old Miss forgot the golden rule. Red-white don't fight. He, Tomo really gave it to him.
Yeah, Tomo. This is a player with a lot of experience. You know, did spend some time with Dignitas. Very capable player who's slotted in since the departure of Mobility, who's playing on Cupid right now. And I think he shaped up pretty well over the long haul for this team. I very much liked that he was willing to experiment rather early with something like the Vladimir in the bottom lane. But even when he picks out some of these tried and true picks, like the Aphelios, still looking
Ballista. Yeah, traditional marksman. Whatever mage the meta demanded of him, he's played it all this split. I think he's played it very well. Always been an excellent player when it comes to the level of NACL, so it's no surprise at all that he's been able to be such a benefit to this team.
Here we go, focus. Comes out in the mid lane, Tempered Fate finds its mark. There's no flash for Sammykin. What can the Petrifying Gaze do? It only slows down Griffin. Unleashed power coming out. Sammykin trying to sidestep, but he can't get away from the orbs. Shut down found for Bradley.
And this is what we were talking about. Absorbing engages, but Bounty with that ult also very able to start things off. That is the danger that both the Aphelios and Cassiopeia are under this game. Now Wilson, of course, under a great amount of pressure because of that kill mid lane. But look at bot side. We left a little too much space here and lost first brick.
Ouch. Not just a little, it's a lot when you let an Aphelios farm by himself. 2.4k lead in that lane alone. Although meanwhile, I like the idea that Ole Miss had rotating to steal the camps from Wilson. But the problem was they just didn't get the steal on the blue buff like they wanted. Wilson was able to smite that away. Now focus over on the top side. Wilson coming out from behind the tower. There isn't a minion wave here, so this is very risky to go for. At the same time, you got Griffin headed over here.
Barracks being aggressive because they know the wave's coming. He wants to pepper them. See if he can force that Featherstorm out. Then they can set up the dive.
There's the combo. Doesn't even get a chance to Featherstorm. Griffin shows up, but only to see his marksman hit the dirt. And now Wilson, right behind this tower, is content with the damage done. That's a pick for Winthrop.
Yeah, and more gold as well. Just maintaining control over this top side. Look at Wilson. He's invading. He knows he has the space. He's going to have that perfect opportunity to get the first touch on this Rift Herald. Ooh.
Oh, Kim Down. What are you doing there, Kim Down?
He's dying.
Yeah, big KD will be chopped down to size. It's a shutdown going over to Ariana. And at this point, missing pings coming out from Barrack saying, hey, what's going on? Stop feeding my lane opponent. Going for the kill. Wilson will stop the killing spree. Will stop the Viking from getting more. Ishtal's impact over the wall gets followed through to the cease and desist.
Sammykin.
Pushed back by the Vault Breaker. Sammykin is now here. There's no more mobility afforded over to Griffin. Griffin looking for his escape. Pass flash available, but doesn't have a wall to get over. Gets picked off by the retaliation of Winthrop.
Really good response, and Tomo's life saved by having access to that Severum. Fortunately, Ariana got more than he bargained for there, and just like before, it's going to be an easy Herald pickup, even with this TP from Bradley that I can't really explain to you. Guess just to match Sammykin.
A little more, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was just to match Sammykin.
But either way, this is such a good look coming out from Winthrop. Again, their week one, week two, it wasn't that coordinated. It felt like they were still trying to discover themselves. And now that we've hit these growing pains, they've gotten through them. They're in playoffs now. They're looking like they're in excellent form. A lot of this led off of Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, Tomo deserves a lot of credit for that, just being a real stable force in the bot lane. Sammykin really coming into his own here in the NACL.
Homie's got
and
moves.
we're seeing him. He does. And I mean, we're seeing him perform on these champions that we never really saw from him before. We saw the Cassiopeia. We're seeing the Ari, Victor, and that growth. Really good to see. Even talking to their coach Foles in one of the pregame interviews in Week 5, just talking about how he had it in him all along, just really bringing out that confidence in him and helping him just refine a couple of things, some little details. Being a later himself, he did it.
That was one of my worries for Winthrop coming into the season, is that Samikin has a very clear identity, and oftentimes teams have to play around that identity. That's the way it was with Blue Otter. But now that Samikin is growing, that's not as much of an issue for this Winthrop team.
Yeah.
Looking fantastic so far, as Samikin looking to put more pressure on Bounty. Kind of eyeballing the situation over here, but nothing to be had, everything to be taken. Winthrop will still away a blue buff.
They're going to take away the Dragon as well. This is going to be a very early Dragon Soul at the pace we're moving at, Eric. And it's an Infernal Soul, too. With this dive comp, a lot of burst potential on top of the DPS. I mean, Infernal Soul, you take that any day of the week, any composition. And now in 5 minutes, Winthrop will be able to take it.
Kim down, eyeing up the situation. Goes for a dredge line. It's a warning dredge line. That's a warning shot right there. Yeah.
Dude, we'll remember in the first series, it's like, see that hook? You mess around, that hook's going to be in your face. It's a warning.
Yes. You'll have big KD right there.
That's right. Nobody wants that.
No,
Not even KD wants that. Don't make him do it.
The face-to-face with Kim Down and Bounty, to me, was like, who's more tough? Because you got the neck tattoo on Bounty. I think it looks cool on him. I know a lot of people regret getting those tattoos. He looks fantastic with it. Whereas, like, Kim Down is just mean-mugging. Guy looks like he's ready for a fight. Speaking of a fight,
he looks like a marshmallow. He's so, not like visually, but I mean, like, looks like a sweet kid.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
That photo is not the sweetest face from Kim Down, though.
Yeah, but it's like,
Uh-oh.
Hold on, Ariana's dying.
Yeah, Ariana. Flash over the wall. Ariana survives. Oh, Vault Breaker, Cease and Desist, probably going to be used right after. Yeah, catches out Ariana. Waiting for the combo to come through. It is low health Olaf, and the rest of Ole Miss now showing up. Ishtal's impact will push Wilson against the wall. Bounty looking to escape. One more shot will take him down. Kim Down will deliver that. Dropping the hammer onto Ariana's head. Ariana's dead. And now bringing out the pain is Winthrop University as the Eagles will soar.
They are dominating here in this game one. Almost 6K up at 19 minutes, and they almost get an ace after a play that it looked like Ole Miss was going to turn around. But instead, they still maintain control in this game, and they are reaching these crucial item breakpoints far ahead of schedule. You can see it. 2 items for Aphelios, 2 items, oh my god, for Cassiopeia. These are the big breakpoints, and where things can start to get hard, but reaching them this early in the game? Oof. That's tough.
I mean, you saw that auto beat. You saw that auto. When the Infinity Edge hits just right.
Yeah. Yeah, I he's good. It's a good item. Big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan. Can I tell you a secret, Eric?
What's up?
I actually didn't see the auto. I wasn't looking.
Oh, I thought that's what you had remarked at. Yeah,
it was the Nautilus hook. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, Tomo hit a auto. It critted for like a third of Array's health.
Oh, very cool. Just the Aphelios things.
Just the Aphelios things, man.
Let's see. Oh, he maxed out. Wait, is that? Yeah, he maxed out his lethality. I'm just looking at his skill. Because remember, he doesn't have, like, abilities the same way everyone else does.
Yeah. The famous dissertation to understand Aphelios' kid.
You know what's so crazy? Like, people talk about Hui. I feel like Hui is a lot easier to understand than Aphelios.
It is.
Like, genuinely. Okay.
To be fair, his skills kind of fit in categories, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Q is the damage ones, whereas, like, the E is the crowd control ones, and the W is the supportive ones.
Yeah. And you just gotta know, like, okay, which damage am I looking for? Which supportive am I looking for? Which CC am I looking for? Like, that's literally it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick moment to give a shout out to our co-streamers. A lot of them really keep this community alive. I love the interactions that we have from Misa, Shana Tonin, Fondont.
Shout out Uganda.
Yeah, Cherry from Uganda. Shout out Fondant for that. That was a hilarious little clip, but yeah. And also, Sean, if I don't name everyone, shut up. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a lot of you who are co-streaming.
Nah,
and I just
get him, Sean.
No, I gotta throw a flame at Sean. Also, shave your head already. Turret goes down in the mid lane. That's a tier 2. Chasing onto Bounty. Bounty will walk away, but that's more of a gold lead going over to Winthrop.
We're 30 seconds till that Dragon Soul. Infernal Soul, very powerful buff for Winthrop University, who have just been firing on all cylinders this game. Nothing but upside. Only disadvantage is that Orianna has 500 gold up on Barrick in the top side, but who the hell cares? Wilson and Tomo alone together are up 5k on their opponents.
And I mean, for the most part, right, Barrick doesn't have to immediately be in there.
Yeah.
Just act like a football quarterback and throw shots from a distance. I was looking for these next shock blasts to land. You want to keep finding a Ray, and that's exactly what Barrick's doing.
Yeah, it's actually very sad. Zaya does not enjoy being outranged. Oh, Kim Down's in.
Here comes Kim Down, looking for a Ray. Tempered Fate goes out, but Kim Down's by himself, taking all that damage. Does hook
Look at the
away,
back.
but already a pick going to be found. Griffin looking to run away from this one. Tomo taking a little bit of damage, but so far pretty healthy to continue the fight. Ole Miss is not going to give them the time of day. It's a trade of top laners, but Dragon goes over to Ole Miss.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that Ole Miss were able to cut down that gold lead a little bit and stop the Dragon Soul, pretty crucial for them. They just need to live.
They need to escape. And Wilson, cease and desist, finds its mark onto Griffin. Scout of the Week slows down Tomo, but Tomo, it's only a minor inconvenience. Will still take down Griffin. Bradley needing to find his way out. Samikin is right there. Tomo coming on the opposite end. Throws out the ultimate. That is a root landing onto Bradley. Bradley's still alive, but Kim Down is back off the respawn. Hooks onto Bradley. Samikin will sink the fangs in for a killing spree. Ole Miss looking for a consolation prize as they grab the mid lane tower, but they're being chased down still. Barrick showing up to the fight, gets hit away by Barrick. Array will fall. It's another kill. Tomo goes on a rampage. Extended fight. Ole Miss trying to get out, but they can't escape the Eagles.
And Winthrop back in control as they're going to go and take the Baron. Only Griffin is around to do something about it. Orianna, he's going all in.
Oh, you have no choice. You were hooked in by Kim Down, so this is the battlefield for you. Samikin going to rampage, taking down the Viking, and now the Eagles are wearing purple.
And it's looking good on them, Eric. A nice injection of gold as well. Just makes it feel that much better. You're seeing them polish off third items and some components, which means the damage, the stat diff, is about to be crazy. A really small downside there for Ole Miss. There aren't too many more towers for them to lose. You got to imagine Winthrop. They're going to be prioritizing tier 2. That's why you see Ole Miss pushing that wave out to just stall. And as long as they walk it out, they will give themselves that time. And really, the hope is just that you can hold on, batten down the hatches, and try and pick up another dragon.
Ooh, picking up Kim Down, but Kim Down's rather tanky, takes a lot of damage. Unleashed Power comes out, and Kim Down is executed.
That is a really nice catch out. Should slow things down just a little bit, and I think it will give Ole Miss some more comfort to try and contend with these waves.
All right, here we go. Fight now, breaking out. Ole Miss will miss the Tempered Fate. The chase comes through, and Tomo does so much damn damage. Takes out the Viking in the blink of an eye. Now over the wall, here comes Wilson, finds the cease and desist onto Bradley. Bradley's able to flash out. Ooh, there's the petrifying gaze, but Scout of the Week will get a disengage back in the favor of Ole Miss as they go running for their base. Their tier 2 tower is forfeit.
And again, it's just time. You used half of their Baron buff just to get that tier 2 turret down. That's about the best you could hope for as Ole Miss. The problem is, well, they are ready to take down so much more. Tier 3 turret is not long for this world. Only bright side, too dangerous to go for the inhibitor. Winthrop don't have the ultimates for a fight right now, and I think Ole Miss actually will soon. You see the Impale coming through here. Unleashed Power is about to come back. I'd actually like Ole Miss. Try and get a little aggressive, see if they can find anything.
I do think for some of these later fights, Bradley has been playing it well. to find these disengage angles with the Scatter of the Weak for Winthrop running at their face. And as you had mentioned, the Unleashed Power, that Execute, can be very pivotal. Finding picks for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They're going to need it because it's 7K lead, man.
Yeah, I like Bradley's build too. He has the tier 3 Swifty boots, so you have the slow resist, you have a lot of move speed, even that Cosmic Drive too.
Good amount of ability haste.
Exactly. So it's just damage over time. Again, just getting his spells off on rotation as much as possible, and that speed to allow him to navigate this fight with some sort of safety.
Tomo is so terrifying. 3-item build, close to his 4th item. Lots of crit, lots of damage. Mid lane tower gonna go down. Inhibitor now exposed. Meanwhile, split push coming out from Bradley. He's gonna try and get a tower over on that top side, but this is gonna leave the inhibitors vulnerable to an attack from Winthrop.
More than the inhibitors. I mean, look, Bradley is on the other side of the map. They know this, so Winthrop could look to try and take more here as this mid wave is starting to come through. They're threatening. They're forcing members of Ole Miss away. I mean, if Ray's not careful.
Ooh. Nice blade collar. Forces the flash out of Barrick. Bradley's still going to opt to stay in the top lane. There is the bounty gold that you can get if he claims that tower. Be a good influx onto him, but that came at the sacrifice of 2 inhibitors.
I think those inhibitors were going to go down no matter what, so I understand that decision. He's going to be able to finish the Void Staff. He's going to sprint his way to his team, but they managed to stall Griffin.
Oh, and there we go. Soul goes over to Winthrop. A nice-ish Soul's impact, but doesn't have the follow-up you're looking for. Now the jump onto Bradley from Wilson. Bradley caught out, doesn't get to play the game. God. Where did his health bar go? Tomo steps up, finds a Ray, and all of Ole Miss will fall as the Eagles soar high in game number 1.
And that's going to be all she wrote. Almost 10K ahead and a dominant game from start to finish. Winthrop, they're looking like they want to be one of the upper bracket titans.
This team is always so difficult to take out once they hit playoffs. They did that amazing run that we had back in spring. Now they're looking to continue that story with a different look in the roster, taking game 1 against Ole Miss.
And what a game 1 it was. All calm and collected too on the player cams there, because it really just gave the impression of it really wasn't a big deal. They made it look easy.
Oh man, they made that look absolutely tremendous. This was a great look from the Eagles. Honestly, there's not much you can really say about it. The way they played the map, especially Wilson, on these early plays, denying the support roams, the jungle ganks, everything to get it back into Winthrop's favor. It was a great game to see.
It was, and I'm curious to see. I mean, Ole Miss, they had a couple of good looks, but it is back to the drawing board for them. We got to see what they'll be able to pull back for us into the next game.
This was that final fight. Just look at Tomo's damage throughout this. Griffin had some pretty decent angles, but once Tomo's autoing, goodbye.
Yeah, pretty much. And you can honestly, a lot of credit there. You could see is to that Infernal Soul, because they almost managed to take down the Sephelios. They almost got Tomo. But unfortunately, that Soul was just enough for them to be able to very, very easily close out that fight.
Shout out Phillips Norelco, their one blade for that precision replay. We're going to take a moment to throw it over to a quick break while we get ready for game number 2 between Winthrop University and Ole Miss.
The NACL is presented by Phillips Norelco OneBlade.
Trim, edge, shave.
Trim, edge, and shave with Phillips Norelco OneBlade. One tool for all you need.
Phillips Norelco OneBlade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Phillips Norelco OneBlade 360.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for all you need.
Philips Norelco One Blade presents Shave All Things. Your style made simple with Philips Norelco One Blade 360.
The NACL is presented by Philips Norelco One Blade.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NACL, where I am primed to spoil your next favorite series. It is going to be a pretty fun one right here in our Collegiate Showdown, as we have Winthrop University versus Ole Miss. Dominant win to come out for Winthrop. And overall, I was very impressed and very happy with the play that we got from Wilson.
Yeah, I think overall, Winthrop University just ran this game from every minute of it. The early game was very clean. The roams from both KD, I almost called him Kevin Durant, from Kim Down and Sammy Kitten. I think we're just finding such great timers to impact the rest of the map. And it just felt like a game that was impossible to play for Ole Miss.
It was, yeah. They had some early angles, but they were all disrupted by Wilson reading the plays incredibly well. Again, I like the ganks that we had from Ole Miss. You know, the top lane play looked like it should have been one that worked out, taking down Barrick, but they didn't actually find him because, well, they did find him, even though he stepped back in at the very end of it. But it's still Wilson getting 2 kills for that play that they made topside. And then you have the mid lane roam that came out, where Wilson responded very well to that. You get the ball rolling like that with your jungle presence, and suddenly all your other lanes will just succeed.
Yeah, and you could see it. He was able to use that goal to help set up the rest of his team, help them collect more kills. Once Sammykin starts getting gold, once Tomo starts getting gold, I mean, this comp is pretty hard to deal with. Ole Miss, they had answers, they had ways to deal with dive, but unfortunately, your gold makes the difference in the end, and they were already too far. They were already too far behind, where they weren't really able to absorb the engage.
Also, fun to see the Aphelios come back. It did give that scaling advantage, but the fact that Tomo got that much gold that early, where he was sitting on both, what's it called, the Hex Optics and the Infinity Edge, the crits, they hurt.
The crits be critting, man.
They be critting.
And the only bright side for Ole Miss is that there is no Aphelios for the rest of the series. Shout out Fearless.
Oh, what's going on here? That was a raise camera. Okay, we can see it again. This is Bounty. This is KD. Like, Tattoo goes hard, but look at KD's expression, man. That's a cold-blooded killer right there.
What are you talking about? Like, what is the meme that I'm not seeing? Like, look at this guy.
There's no meme. That is a man who is locked in and ready to make your head roll.
What did Korean support players do to you, Eric?
It's not Korean support. It's Kim Down. Okay, I'm sure someone feels the vibe.
I hope so. If someone does, tell me, explain it to me, because I'm not seeing it.
All right. Well, best of 3. So Ole Miss gonna look to take this one or fall into the lower bracket draft now, starting up, getting away some of those kind of safer mid laners that you can have. The Victor now taken away. Same thing with the Ezreal, but just for the bot lane, and Orianna going to be the final ban there.
Wonder if Griffin is angling for the Lee Sin with that Poppy ban. Something that really makes his life hell. We know Griffin is definitely a big proponent of the champion, although you gotta worry that if you don't pick it right away, I mean, Wilson might, because he loves the Lee Sin as well.
See, I knew something was missing, and I was trying to like figure it out in my head, and yeah, it's Ziggs. Again, Ziggs really good in this current meta, but you really called this one out pretty well, Beat. I would love to see this locked in. You don't have to deal with the Poppy. Wilson is very good at it. He's one of the players that's still left over from that roster that we had in spring. And part of that 5-game slugfest lower bracket run was oftentimes Wilson getting his Lee Sin. So very competent champion to have. And now you have the flex of the Camille.
Which is very interesting, because if it actually goes to Camille support, it will be our first Camille support on the patch. But while Kim Down certainly no stranger to playing the champion, again, it received many headshots in this current patch that we're on, 26-16. And picking Camille top early doesn't really seem prudent, but Eric, interestingly enough, is a big Camille player too, so we'll see.
You don't have too much left in the control mage pool that's on the popular side. I know Ari is kind of one of the last ones to really fall through here before you will start looking for some other kind of different angles to go for, but instead going to go straight for the Ambessa or the top side. Now, Samikin, even outside of the artillery and control mages, there are some picks that he's always excelled at. I do like his Aurora play, if that is going to be taken into the mid lane. We could still have the flex of the Camille into the support, it's just less likely given the patch.
So, I'm wondering if this is an Aurora top lane. Just because you got to imagine there's a lot of burst damage you could be throwing onto the Ambessa. Don't really see much of that matchup, but I think it's just weird otherwise to pick mid on 3 like this. If you want to preserve the Camille, that's fine. Just, you know, pick your AD carry. But I have to believe this is in response to the Ambessa, or Winthrop is playing around with some shenanigans here. I mean, Samikin's very comfortable with it, so you know.
That's kind of my thought. It's just very flexible because in this case, just the patch kind of leans toward top Camille. But you can still try and play for it in the bottom lane if that is going to be the case and you want to take the Aurora on the top side. But time will tell on that one as the bans do come through. You're still getting a little bit of top lane focus as Renekton gets taken away. So they might suspect that Winthrop are looking to take this Aurora into the mid lane. Meanwhile, Tristana and Ryze both eating a ban as well. And we'll see if they go support here and try and save out what their lanes are going to be on that B5. And instead, no. We're just going to run straight for it. LeBlanc getting locked in.
Okay, so it is Camille support Aurora top then. Which is interesting because we are, or maybe. So,
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, it could be Tomo playing the LeBlanc actually, because playing that into Ziggs actually sounds disgusting. Playing that as Ziggs actually sounds terrible. So there's angles. There's a lot to be done here. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh my God, it's happening.
This is a really good old school combo that used to get. Aurelia and Sejuani go really well together off of the fact that you can proc the permafrost very fast. But that's 2 top laners that you're seeing locked in. So that means one of them has to go into the mid lane.
I mean, it's definitely Aurelia. That's a signature Bradley champion. And Sejuani with melee solo laners just feels so good for the ganks, for skirmishes and everything. Because like you said, so many options to be proccing that permafrost. And okay, so it is actually going to be that Camille top 4 Barrack. They broke him down on the Alistar. The one thing we were right about was Camille. The one thing we were right about was LeBlanc bot lane. So this is an interesting one. You have a lot of movement. You can kind of circumvent the poke that Ziggs is working with. And of course, you use that distortion. You can instantly come back. So it's not so simple to get locked down by Leona. That's interesting.
Yeah, I do very much want to hype up Bradley being on this Aurelia. For those of you who have watched Bradley's career throughout the years, he was a top laner back on Team Liquid Academy / Challengers. And, he was one of those that were in contention for being kind of the best in the league. We used to call him 2 Chains Bradley because he did win NACL twice in a row. And when he switched to mid lane, there was a little bit of growing pains here and there where we're kind of wondering, when are we going to get the old Bradley back? I think we've started to see shades of that here and there, but we see it the most when he does get some of those picks that overlap with his top lane pool. Aurelia is one of those. He looks fantastic on it.
Yeah, another one is a Kali, though that one often gets banned against him. So I don't know how likely we are to see that one. But yeah, the Aurelia one is super fun. And it will be exciting to see how that one's going to match up into Samikin, who's back on an old favorite in the Aurora.
Do or die for Ole Miss if they don't want to fall into the lower bracket, so they're pulling out. Old Faithful in the Aurelia in the mid lane. And a lot of synergistic stuff as well, having the Sejuani. You got some pretty solid engage both in Leona and the Sejuani working together to generate that. All of the poke and safety of the Ziggs, given that you have an AP bot lane, it makes for the double melees to not feel so bad at the end of the day. But when you look at Winthrop's side, I mean, LeBlanc, man.
Yeah.
Tomo is a mad scientist in the stuff that he cooks.
He is, man. He is just... He's willing to play whatever. And I kind of like him down on the Alistar here, too, as we saw. Can cancel that Zenith Blade, make it even harder to lock down this LeBlanc ad. Tomo... I mean, I guess his whole job after lane phase is just... He's on kill array duty.
I know very early on in the season, we had talked about it a little bit, is Tomo was taking the Vlad. He's taken it multiple times in the regular season.
Also Nivea.
Nivea, willing to cook a lot in the bot lane with the mage pool. And given we had the changes to Marksman, the fact that you're going against the Ziggs means, you know, those changes don't really matter for anything. As now, flash forward coming in, headbutt pulverize, looking for an angle in. Wilson comes in right on the flank, waiting for the Sonic Wave to land, resonating strike for first blood, Winthrop.
And it works out so nice, too, because you make a Ray flash, and you still kill him. So it just means that Wilson can do it all over again after in a minute or two.
Yeah.
Is already that pressure on the bot lane is really starting to mount.
I mean, we talked about Old Faithful for Bradley. What about Old Faithful for Wilson? Lee Sin, he is so damn good at this champion. Great early gank to come through. Also, came down setup for that was beautiful on the flash headbutt pulverize.
100%. And now we're looking mid lane too. Samikin forcing Bradley to use the TP early. He's starting to stack a bit of a large wave here. Bradley is the one with that kill pressure, with the electrocute, with the ignite. Does mean that, you know, just being mindful of stacking these waves so he can get himself good recalls and limit his losses. Just be able to keep pressure onto Bradley in this lane.
Pin down should have eyes. Might have been in the fog of war.
Oh, they have a ward.
Either way, Bounty and Griffin looking to steal away the Raptors. But this is an Alistar. And it is always deadly trying to steal camps when an Alistar's in town. Wilson takes the kill onto Griffin.
Wow.
Flash comes out from Bradley. Teleport going to be channeled out from Tomo as well. But 2 early kills now picked up by Wilson's Lee Sin.
And just a really good opening here from Wilson. He's 2-0 now. He's been able to impact 2 lanes in these first couple of minutes where Griffin wasn't even able to take away that Raptors camp. Winthrop moving with their jungler, supporting him as best they can. Just to make sure Griffin can't get any shenanigans off.
Oh!
Eric. Oh, wait. Yeah.
He's not done.
What did we say? What did we say?
Yeah, you said flash down. We just repeat the gank in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it works so nice. Let's try it twice.
Maybe thrice. Still down.
Yeah, it's only halfway.
Yeah, so right now, this is really a support jungle game coming out from Winthrop University. Came down on the Alistar, great engage. Samikin going to hold this wave to try and freeze it in front of his tower. But got to give that hero shout out to Wilson. In fact, this entire series really playing out of his mind, and we can take another look at how Array went down. And that looks done.
There's really not much to say. Wow. Yeah, this is legitimately top 2 how can play moments in League of Legends. Like, Array can't play, bro. It's so messed up.
Yeah, I remember one of the first games we saw, the Vladimir, was an Old Miss game. And one of the biggest complaints about their composition in that game was it just didn't have that much damage. I feel that's not going to be an issue on this comp. You got a lot of damage to work with for Winthrop.
Right now, first dragon is up and untouched. I wonder if we're going to dive Bradley. That's probably not great or ideal, but I want some more action, Eric. What about you?
I'm gonna look bot lane again. Flash is still on
yeah,
cooldown.
true.
Oh, actually, we gotta look top lane. Barrick! It's picked off. Ariana grabbing that kill. Griffin showing up at the right time. Starting to see where Ole Miss can play through. And Ambessa Sejuani combo. It's very hard to escape.
Yeah, didn't even get a chance to use the Hextech ultimatum. At least has that available for the grubs. If Winthrop wanna start some kind of battle, some kind of skirmish for that neutral objective. Otherwise, the neutral they're focused on is that first dragon we highlighted. Gonna go down to Wilson, who I don't think is gonna get contested in any way, shape, or form.
Has Tomo played any mid lane since we had last seen him in Tier 2? I don't think so. I'm kind of wondering why he was so like aggressive to take some of these mage champions into the bot lane rather early. Maybe he's just tired of the monotony
he saw
of
the
ADC.
writing on the wall. Maybe. That's definitely true for some. I think it's just recognizing that, all right, mages are a thing. Let's cook a little bit. And even now that mages are becoming less of a thing bot lane, Sushi brought out the meld today. Tomo still showing us a little innovation with the LeBlanc here in the NACL. It's funny that our first LeBlanc of the year is in the bot lane.
Yeah. I know. I imagine for some marksmen, it's like, oh, this is a whole new game now. I get to enjoy it. Whereas other marksmen, like Slayer, are just like, I hate this. Get it out of my league.
Yeah. Slayer's a bit of a hater.
He's a major hater. Shout out to Bayora. Awesome song that he made for LIS. But also a hater on the marksman mage, as now we're fighting out in the mid lane. Griffin getting low, but a shutdown going to be found. Unfortunately, it did go over to Bounty. So the Lee Sin finally going to be stopped as the focus from Ole Miss goes into the mid lane.
Yeah, there are worse targets for that to go on if you're Winthrop University. Ole Miss hoping Bradley or Griffin or something can take that one, but at least there's now an opportunity to get that hit onto the grubs. And see if he can. Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, right on to Griffin. Griffin tries to run away, but Kim Down's going to put him down. Oh, hopping right over the wall with the hook shot. Ultimatum's going to go down on Ariana. Ariana trying to survive out of this. Looking to run away. Ultimatum times out. Kim Down not in range. Finally finds the head, but Pulverize.
Oh, wow.
Public execution to try his best to buffer out, and Ariana will escape.
Whew, barely. Has to use his flash in the process, but nice stalling from Winthrop University. Give Wilson time to come back from the gray screen and secure all three of the grubs. Deserex. Winthrop are looking great.
Looking fantastic.
Spectacular.
Yeah. This split aging like a fine wine.
I'm maybe faster than a fine wine. Because, you know, wine...
It does take a while, yeah.
Years. A long time. Not like 4 to 5 weeks. But yeah! They call me the analogy ruiner.
It's all right. I still love you for it. Bradley trying to predict where Samikin was going to go. Doesn't get the stun there. I'm curious. Have you heard the song Bayora made for League Impact Series? It was the Dux Deluxe Evil Geniuses song. Oh, you're
when you mentioned it, I know. When you mentioned it, I was like, oh, you made a song.
Yeah, he did a cover of, I think it was Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. And instead of We Carry On, it's This Can't Go On, talking about mage meta.
Ha! That's pretty
It's
funny.
really good.
Okay,
Check it
I'll
out.
give it a listen.
Audience, check it out as
Yeah.
well, and check out League Impact Series.
I'll check out the next team fight. Minute 30 till the next dragon. Not really a whole lot else to be waiting for. I mean, we talk more about bot lane Ray. It's a very feels bad game for him. Usually a player who I think we're often disappointed even when he's put on champions like the Ziggs. He's just so good with he's so good at marksman.
Yeah.
So good at spacing, so good at just maximizing his damage in fights. So when he's on Ziggs, while a strong champion, it doesn't feel like he can have that same impact that we love to see from him. And now, it's twofold. This game, you have him on Ziggs, and he's also down 30 CS because an unorthodox pick in the bot lane that he wasn't prepared for.
None of us were prepared for it. Nothing could have prepared you for it.
No, definitely not.
All right, here we go. Ultimatum going to be using Ariana. Ariana taking a lot of damage. Dragon's Rage means that Ariana can't move, can't get away from that Sonic Wave resonating strike.
Nice and clean. No response to be had. Hextech Ultimatum again, so powerful. And Wu very happy to make use of it. Oh.
All right, here we go. Wilson under attack, but no one to back up Griffin here. Wilson going to be A-okay. Presence felt by Ole Miss, but no kills getting picked up. Dragon is now on the table. It's forcing a recall out of Wilson, so Ole Miss will get first touch.
Yeah, that force onto Wilson will give them some space, but look at what Tomo's doing. I love this. Hate when the Blanc players just try to front to back it. It's all about the angles. It's all about using your spells to jump terrain. So you can come from angles your opponents aren't expecting, can't prepare for. I think that threat alone has forced Ole Miss back, especially with Kim Down hitting level 6 too. So much more tanky with that unbreakable will, and Bounty's only level 5.
Not even allowed to get your blue buff. Griffin, it's his jungle, but why is he not getting it? The pressure is there. Kim Down, a great engager, so you always have to give all the respect in the world to what KD is going to do on this map. I like the idea here for Ole Miss. They are rotating upwards to concede the dragon to take down Barrick. So now here comes the four-man dive. This is a lot committed for it. You should be able to find Barrick. Barrick flashing out. Almost has an angle to escape, but too much to follow through. It's an execute onto Bounty. So Bounty doesn't even give gold up. Instead, a little bit of a express recall.
Yeah. So that ends up being a one for nothing. You do spend a lot of time and a lot of members. So you can see bot lane, that does allow Tomo to get some alone time here with this turret. Isn't taking it very quickly, mind you, but more plates, more alone time with the wave is only going to exacerbate this lead that Tomo has in that bot side and continue to make him more of a problem.
Wilson just being an absolute menace.
Dude. Oh, it's his role quest. Oh man, Eric, you know what I just noticed?
What's up?
Mountain Soul's back on the menu, and Windrop are halfway there.
Oh, baby. Now 4 minutes before the next Drake, and Mountain Soul does feel pretty good.
Yeah, especially for Kim Down. The Alistar gets more resistances and damage resistance when he ults.
The unkillable cow.
You truly can't milk those.
The walking Chick-fil-A ad.
Dude, I actually love those ads that they have.
The cow like saying eat chicken.
Or the cow painting. I don't know why I said horse, yeah. Cow, yeah, literally saying eat chicken. And like chicken is misspelled, which just adds charm to it. I don't know, man.
Oh, look at this. Tomo forces the flash out of Array.
Yeah, nice, man. Cool champion.
I love it. I love LeBlanc.
Do you?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a hater like Slayer, man. Like, I am a fan of the mage bot lanes.
Yeah, but Slayer hates everything, so it's not a fair comparison.
But I hate his hairline, so.
I think he hates it too.
All right, here we go. Zenith Blade coming out. Looking for Wilson. Kim Down is forced to use his ultimate. Get out of this. Now Tomo might be in a bad way here. Solar Flare doesn't land, but the Zenith Blade will. Tomo will double the sword right on out. Dragon's Rage to drag Bounty to his demise.
And that's first brick for Barrick on the other side of the map. Winthrop are winning everywhere.
Oh yeah, and they're not done. Kim Down, headbutt, Pulverize gets the knockup onto Griffin. Public execution going for the backline. Wilson does fall to Ariana, but Griffin will fall as well. Now trying to clean up the fight is Ariana. Burst of damage coming through, half health. Sammykin looking to scrap this out. Tomo on the opposite end. Still Ariana goes forward, goes in, has to back off. Tomo on the opposite side will break the burst of damage. That was absolutely filthy.
And Winthrop, they come out on top again. Bounty's even spotted out, so he's got to walk all the way away. As Barrick still alone time in the bottom side. Look at what he's doing there. Even that temporary gold lead from Ariana picking up the shutdown on Kim Down. That's already gone too, with the farm, with the plates. So Ole Miss just don't have any advantages.
Try as they might, even with the back end of that fight looking like it was going Ole Miss's way, Tomo has been eating well, almost a 2K lead in the bottom lane alone, has a lot of burst damage, could deny any opportunity Ole Miss go for.
And you can see it in that replay there in the picture-in-picture. You don't got to give it to Ariana, who's getting a lot of damage done, but his jungler couldn't stay alive. And of course, Sammy Kid, who's just been having a great series so far. Alongside Tomo, has just been peppering damage. And they're able to clean this one up.
You know, I think the reason I harp on Slayer's hairline so much is I just miss having another bald guy on the broadcast. I feel alone.
I knew it.
I feel alone, man.
All along, for all your trash talk of Steve, you miss him.
I miss him. I miss him, but not missing the Zenith Blade, not missing this combo onto Sammykin. Sammykin trying to use Between Worlds, but the turret will still get him. Now Ole Miss looking like they're in this. They lock down Kim down, and even with those additional resistances, you whack a tree long enough, eventually it will fall, and Bradley will get the kill on KD.
Good response from Ole Miss, but of course, Winthrop again having their own response on the other side of the map. They use that Rift Herald. They're able to collect so much more gold, and it's looking like in the background they killed Ariana without us noticing, so we call that a net positive for certain.
Yeah.
Now we're 15 seconds away, too, from the Mountain Soul point of Winthrop. I just don't see a world where they don't get this dragon.
Slayer would look good bald. Am I wrong to think that?
Trying to picture.
I can see it.
Yeah, no, he would.
He would look really good bald.
He has the facial hair for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just hate to hate. We're just trying to support him in a different way.
In the transition. No, I understand.
All right, here we go. Zenith Blade onto Wilson. Gets a nice stun to follow up from Bradley, but Headbutt Pulverize is going to deny a lot of that initial engage. Griffin trying to go through and forward. Bradley still dancing around. We'll find Kim down. Griffin rushing forward, and suddenly this brick wall that Ole Miss has built is hard to get through. But look at the flank of Tomo, followed up by the Dragon's Rage. Wilson on the chase, and the walls will be broken down as a ray hits the gray, and the dragon belongs to Winthrop.
And that's their Mountain Soul. Another successful fight, shooting this gold lead up to 6,000 gold. And watch them on the minimap. They're not done. That's another turret going to drop. And Tomo, of course, going to be able to crash another wave into the mid lane too. Ole Miss are bleeding all across Summoner's Rift. And it's looking like they might bleed out soon.
That was a brutal chain of events. I can't wait to see the replay on that. We are getting a look in the picture-in-picture of that dive that we had missed earlier, taking down Ariana. But what a beautiful follow-through. It felt like they just didn't have the damage at first, and when Tomo found that flank and the Dragon Rage set up by Wilson, that changed everything into Winthrop's favor.
Yeah, that's right. This LeBlanc is just too strong, and again, a champion that hasn't seen play in the NACL all year long. Popped out in an unexpected place. Seems Ole Miss just not really prepared for this. Array certainly wasn't prepared for this. And Winthrop, their laners across the map, have found success everywhere.
I think Shawna would look good ball too. Yeah, I'm still on this.
What are you converting?
I want you to...
Is this like, go door to door, bro? You're like those Jehovah's Witnesses, man.
Bald gang rise up.
For real. Trying to add to the gang. Just so you know, I'm not joining.
You look good with hair, Beat. I wouldn't want you to join.
Thank you.
Perfect the way you are. Oh, Tomo. Okay, I thought he was actually going to land that, but decided to distort back and afraid of what might follow up if he did not have that distortion still available. Winthrop University.
It's very fair.
It's looking so good for them. And again, Cosmic Drive going to be built. Tomo having that. That's more cooldown reduction, gives you a little bit of survivability, just makes it easy to dash around this map and keep threatening.
Oh, and you see that Blighting Jewel with the Amp Tome means he's building Crypt Bloom, so even more ability haste. And of course that heal too for these long fights every time you get a takedown. It adds up. I like that decision. And I like the aggression Winthrop are playing with. Oh, Kim down.
Oh, Kim down, caught out a little bit too deep. Still uses his ultimate. I mean, a lot of resistances, but once that times out, you are a paper tank, and getting bullied by all 5 members of Ole Miss, he will go down.
We're going to see our precision replay by Phillips Norelco. It's this fight around the dragon again, and it's what we were talking about. We thought this was the turning point there for Ole Miss. There was no unbreakable will, so KD went down very quickly. But the kick into the distortion was literally the D-Wade LeBron James alley-oop.
Need a cigarette after that one. That kick was so sexy, man. Oh yeah. Goodness gracious. But that's Wilson for you. His Lee Sin is so damn good. And that's another display of it as a Ray. Like, I know you're in here. Get out of my jungle. I want to farm, man.
They're in the walls.
No, fortunately, Bach is part of the bald gang, and I think he looks fantastic. Shaven head.
Dude, I can't even picture Bach with hair. He looks great.
He looks great with a bald head. He probably has the best bald S tier, better than mine.
Yeah. S tier. I love that we're tiering this too. It's very funny. But I agree. That is an S tier bald man.
Yeah, I'd put an arrow at like B tier.
Yeah. There's an argument for A.
All right, here we go on attack onto Tomo. But again, the distortions. How do you catch a LeBlanc when she's this slippery?
What's her ult, Eric?
Mimic.
Damn. It's been a while. I thought you'd forget.
I like LeBlanc, believe it or not.
Clearly. All right. That's Mbessa's Q. New champion, get owned.
Yeah, you weren't getting me on that. But like the older champions, I tend to be better at remembering all the names.
That's fair. You know passive names? I'm actually kind of bad with those.
I'm kind of bad with those too.
Okay.
Usually the crowd control ones, right? Like I think it's like concussive blows.
Concussive blows. Yeah. You'll know those ones, of course, because they're like super relevant. Or rather, super relevant to like the casting.
Yeah.
It's a very easy thing to call out.
I'm really thinking about it now. I don't know that many passives.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I just realized that Array built Banshee's Veil. Like, so tired of this LeBlanc.
Dude, of course. He literally... Even the chance to interact is out of the question without that item. The Ole Miss, of course, now have control here over the pit. So this is a big gold lead. I didn't quite catch the items, but if Ole Miss have hit some of those key breakpoints, those power spikes, maybe they'll be able to take this dragon out. You really want to stall this Mountain Soul.
It's almost just hunting for Array. And now Ultimatum goes down. Array doesn't get to play League of Legends. Ole Miss trying to scrap, but Bradley's low. Bounty's low. There's still cleanup kills on the back end. Bradley will have to flash out. Ariana's in the thick of it. Tomo chases down another kill. We'll get 2 back-to-back. Ariana's got nowhere else to go. Just run home. Get to safety. Flee from the threat that is the Golden Eagles as Kim Down takes down the boar.
Another objective fight won and a Dragon Soul earned. And Ole Miss's chances here in the upper bracket are going up in smoke. This gold lead just continues to climb, and you can see it every team fight. There's just no way for Array to do his damage. 2 item Ziggs, even if it's a Banshee's Veil, is pretty good. But if you explode at the beginning of every fight, those items don't matter.
I mean, you just look at the fights. Array is hating life. Again, that Poppy ban that started off this draft really gave a lot of what Winthrop were looking for. It's kill Array. It's just kill Array. Tomo's hopping on Array. Merrick's hopping on Array. It's a bad day for Action Jackson.
Oh my god, yeah. Imagine Poppy if Ole Miss had it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. But unfortunately for Ole Miss, they don't get to imagine it, or rather, imagining is all they can do. Because now Baron is up on the menu. The small win for Ole Miss is that Winthrop's Baron take is abysmal. It will take basically an ace for Winthrop to really threaten this Baron. So eyes are really more around that Elder Dragon. And just making sure Winthrop, for them, they want vision around this Baron so that Ole Miss can't take it suddenly. Their Baron take isn't too fast too, but still. Better than Moose.
I like how Tomo's got the pendant now. So now even his flanks are harder to deny when he has the spell shield.
Okay, and despite the very poor Baron take, they are going to go for it. This is the Hunter Baron too, guys. So it actually does a lot of damage, and most of it is undodgeable. So this is actually the most unlucky Baron draw for Winthrop with this comp.
Ooh.
So instead, they're just going to get a kill.
There's unluckier things.
Yeah.
You just witnessed it.
I did. Now they can do the Baron, guys, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Ole Miss are headed this way. I think
it's just bait.
This is a slow Baron in the first place.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it's just bait. You want to pull out TPs, you want to force them to fight you, and it's the turn.
Tomo hopping in. Oh, that's not a Ray. I'll come back.
Ha! I'll try again later.
Tomo's really hunting for a Ray here, but look at Griffin. He's completely caught out. Sammykin grabs that kill. Ray Bradley, Ariana trying to run away from Winthrop, but the charge of Kim Down catches Bradley running through his barrack. He wants Ariana next. Sammykin, the duo of Winthrop. These two solo laners looking to chase down Ariana, put him into the dirt. Unstoppable is Sammykin. And all that's left is one poor little support.
And he just has to watch as Winthrop push waves into his team. And Winthrop, they're going to do it for the third time. Get right onto the Baron. This time for sure, with this borderline ace, they're going to be able to secure it.
Eventually it's got to work, and with no one there to stop you, yeah, this time it does work.
That's very reasonable.
That's going to be the big purple worm slain by Winthrop University. As they'll have Baron, they'll have the Soul. They'll have this game in the grasp of a 12K lead.
Yeah, and right after this Baron expires, Elder Dragon is going to be up. This gold lead is already almost at the point of insurmountability. This Elder Dragon is just going to be the bow on what's been a very clean series here for Winthrop University.
You know what's F tier? Kangas with hair.
You know what? I saw a picture of him, in like high school or something.
He almost had he almost had like the Vegeta Widow's Peak going on. Yeah. That's
so funny. The picture I saw, the hair was just looking normal. Is odd because I've only ever known Kangas bald. And I mean,
it's like,
I gotta give it to him. Kangas is an S tier bald. I didn't want to say it like that, but yeah.
There we go, chase coming through from Wilson. Arctic Assault will stop him from finding an angle for the Dragon's Rage kick, but now you're forced to commit to the fight after the ultimatum goes down. Mega Inferno bomb, Griffin falls. Sammykin goes dominating, still chasing for more. Headbutt Pulverize gonna find the knockup onto Bradley. Bradley looking to chase his way out of this instead as a double kill is found by Barrack. Sonic Wave flashed away from by Bradley. Bradley trying to create as much space as possible, but remember, those cooldowns are short for Tomo, so he'll continue this chase all day. Out comes the Q, waiting for the Mimic, finds it on the distortion, and down goes Big Bradley. Base is looking mighty vulnerable as Winthrop looking to march to victory.
Ole Miss on their last legs here in the upper bracket as Winthrop looking like they want to close down this collegiate showdown with a bang.
Put it in the Twitch chat right now. Throps out Winthrop University 2-0 victory to proceed in the upper bracket.
And a dominating 2-0 nonetheless. Going into today, Ole Miss was a team we thought, still think, I would say, do some damage in playoffs. I voted for Winthrop, but I thought we'd have a 3-game series. I don't know what's been going on with some of our teams in this first round of playoffs, but so much domination. It was a 4 our whole first round of playoffs has ended in 2-0s.
Yeah, I do believe to some level it's the expectation giving the seeding, like you should be going against a team that's weaker than you. But in the Ole Miss Winthrop game, this is the most surprising to me because I do feel like Ole Miss have shaped up really well. I've liked some of the performances we've got from them. Thing is, they've been one of the more inconsistent teams, even with a lot of the bright spots that they've shown. And Winthrop have been driving in this playstyle that they have, realizing what their strengths are, leaning in to Tomo being a mage player in the bot lane, to some of Samikin's tried and true picks, and of course Wilson, fantastic on this Lee Sin.
It's just the Lee Sin, the Vi. Like, Wilson's just been having a great series, a great year for Winthrop University. And yeah, even with this new iteration, new roster, a lot of changes, Winthrop seemingly look better than ever. And after today's performance, I'm really excited to see what else they're going to be able to do in these playoffs.
I mean, we remember spring all too well. 5 games throughout the entirety of the lower bracket, coming up short only at the very, very end. It was an awesome run. The only returners from that run are Wilson and Kimdown, but they're very stable to what you want when it comes to Winthrop's performance. And even with these new pickups, with Samikin, with Tomo, with Barrick, they are still performing out of their minds in some of these games. And it was a delight to see in this game number 2. Everything really coming together. Again, I know Slayer is fuming at the ears seeing the LeBlanc picked in the bot lane role, but that LeBlanc, man, did not allow Array the time of day.
Yeah, and the thing is, Tomo, like, look at his damage. It's not very high. In fact, he almost got out damaged by Griffin on the Sejuani. It's just the point that, you know, the pick really served its purpose, where it was a very unfortunate lane matchup there for Array on the Ziggs, and it was just a champion where you can just have your sole purpose be kill Ziggs, chunk Ziggs, harass Ziggs, nullify this champion. I'm looking at these comps, and I'm saying, all right, my LeBlanc's whole purpose is to make Ziggs useless, worth every day of the week.
Worth any time, any day, anyway. It is Tomo's mage play that looked great. But we got to bring up our MVP. This was a tough one. There was 2 players that really stood out. One was Tomo, but our MVP will end up being Wilson. Because Wilson, his jungle presence, I think in the early game for both of these games, was what really got things shaped up for Winthrop University. The early Vi ganks that we saw matching a lot of the roams and the jungle ganks from the side of Ole Miss. And of course, Lee Sin, his tried and true, that kick around Raptors. My God, I'm going to be thinking about that all day.
Yeah, we talk about individual, like, mechanical performance. We talk about the way he was able to facilitate for his team, to read Griffin like a book. He was him. He was doing everything you want and then some from a jungler. And a big part of Winthrop's early game success here in both games this series.
Yeah, a significant part of it. And a great continuation of his trajectory. I want to bring up a point you were making before, Beat, where there was a point in time where we felt like Wilson kind of hit his ceiling and we weren't seeing that much more out of Wilson. But as time has gone on, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, and it's just been looking so good. Again, 2026 really feels like it's been his year, and he's been able to be a big driving force on why we saw Winthrop's success last split. Of course, Mobility, Denethor. They deserve their flowers, their pats on the back, but I think Wilson's growth too, again, I'm going to keep talking about it.
All right, well, our interview is ready, and we have the MVP himself. We're going to be pulling Wilson onto the broadcast, so please, let's bring the man himself. Wilson, how you doing, brother? 2-0. Got to feel good.
Hello. Yeah, pretty good. Feeling good after quick dub.
So tell me, what made this matchup different? Because in the regular season, they did get the better of you, 2-0. This time, it did not even feel that close. You guys got a very dominant 2-0 in the playoffs bracket. Yeah, what made that different?
I think when we faced them in the first week, we only did 1 scrim with Barrick, and we didn't really scrim during the off season, so it was basically just our second match together, I guess, as a team with Barrick. So we were just new, we didn't have much synergy yet.
And that's synergy. It's been forming quite well as time has gone on, especially in some of the team fight calls that you guys have. The flank angles we saw in that game 2 from Tomo, as well as you and Kim Down setting up some brilliant engages. In fact, I want to bring up a play. It was towards the Raptors game 2. You land a Dragon's Rage that knocks up different players in a team fight that looked like it was going Ole Miss's way. So where's that communication come from? What were the comms like in that play?
I think the main thing is we try to stay calm and not be too hectic during like big team fights like that. So we were just saying to play slow and get our own angle, so we could just look at a team fight without panicking, I guess. But it really helped that we get our ass kicked, I guess, in scrims. Like, we don't really win much scrims, but we learned a lot from it. I think in the beginning we would just be hectic, let's say in scrims or in match, and then we learned that if we stay calm and just look at our own angle, we can play a lot better.
Who's doing a lot of the shot calling for when it comes to team fight plays like that?
I think Tomo probably does the most. I mean, he is the loudest voice. I don't know if he's saying the most, but he's the loudest voice, I guess, in team fight. Early game, I would say mostly me, but yeah, during team fight and mid game, it's Tomo.
Yeah, so the early game, I've been really liking what I've been seeing from you, Wilson. As I look at game 1, you had read where the jungle was going to be in the top lane gank. You read where the roam was going to be in the mid lane. Does this come from like reviewing tape and trying to figure out their play patterns or getting early vision up? What makes you so good at counteracting what Ole Miss were trying to do?
Yeah, I think just rewatching my own VODs and looking at what I could have done better. Looking at LCK2, just pro match in general, the patterns, I guess. It really helped me just look at the map and know where I need to be.
It's definitely showing, man. Now that you've had a split with this team, you and KD were the only ones coming back. Otherwise, it was Tomo, Samikin, Barrick. How's it been kind of developing with the squad?
It's been rough, honestly. Like in the beginning, like I said, it was pretty slow. It was a slow learning pattern, just basically starting from scratch. But I think we've come a long way. We're still growing. But yeah, it's been rough in the beginning. It's looking good though now.
But now, as you look into your future, you do have the tournament favorites you will be facing off against in NRG. So looking forward into that match, are there any thoughts that you have, or is this just, nameplates off, we take it as it is?
Yeah, I mean, we beat them last split in playoffs. It was with different roster, but if there would be one thing I'd say, just maybe check out Zamudo's PC. This guy might have map hacks. I swear he never dies to gank. That would be the only thing I'm concerned about.
I don't blame you for that. The man is absolutely insane. Well, this was a great match. It's been great seeing your growth as well, Wilson. You've actually stood out quite a bit in this 2026 season. So I want to give the floor to you. And any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to my team, of course. They've been putting in a lot of work. We've been practicing a lot. Shout out the coaches, the viewers, casters. That's it.
All right, I want to thank you so much for the interview, and I want to wish you the best of luck against NRG. See if history can repeat itself and you can take them down again.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's always interesting because it's Winthrop's camp that this constantly occurs in. Very early on for Winthrop, it was Mobility who did do a lot of the shot calling, at least from the interviews we had with Mobility, in the previous seasons. And now to hear that it's Tomo being the loudest voice, maybe it's just the ADC special for Winthrop.
Maybe they just, they have some eye for vocal ADC talent. But to be fair, he did say Tomo not necessarily talking the most frequently, but that strong voice that it must be like when he talks, they listen. And he was coaching them at one point too, so you got to imagine that his experience as a player in Tier 2, and I think even briefly in Tier 1, it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Some authority, some command.
That experience, it goes a long way as we pull up the results for the day. We're doing a lot of rhymes today, man. It's some of
I know, dude. You're cooking.
Honestly, a bit of it has been unintentional. NRG 2-0 against Contingent, and we did finish off with Winthrop University getting revenge on the regular season against Ole Miss, 2-0 there. I don't know. This is kind of a fun one for our second game of the day because I feel like Ole Miss versus Winthrop is becoming the new rivalry. It's kind of harder to like be as excited for Maryville when they don't have their full power. But fun fact about that, I hear a certain someone is coming back for Maryville later, so we'll see a little bit different side once we do hit them. But in fact, let's go ahead and pull up the bracket so we can elaborate that a little bit more as the bracket does come up. It's important to note that Maryville did get the better of Dorado, so next time we see Maryville against Cupid, they will have Yuji back, which is going to be a big one.
Yeah, and already Maryville looked pretty good in their series yesterday against Dorado Gaming, honestly. You got to appreciate that and imagine how much better they're going to look once Yuji is back for their next match as well on the 28th. So they have a tough one with Cupid, but I mean, with how dominant every team has been who won in the first round, you got to imagine these winner semi matchups are going to be very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. I'm honestly looking forward to the upper bracket quite a bit. I think Yuji, when it comes to him, absolutely splendid jungler to have in the league. Arguably the best that we have, so seeing him come back to bolster Maryville once again will make that Cupid game much more competitive. So take a look at our next match. It's going to be Conviction versus Dorado. It's Conviction that's been struggling, a Dorado that's been a little bit more on the upswing, taking an early drop to that lower bracket. I think if we looked at this on any other season, we'd just be like, oh, this is a walk in the park for Conviction. But I do feel like Dorado have a real fighting chance here.
I agree. Next week is going to be really fun because we got some of those lower bracket matches, which means we're already into best of fives. It is going to be sad to say goodbye to some of our teams already, but more games, more fun, and unfortunately, when it comes to LCS qualification, not everybody can win.
Not everyone can win. And things are, again, looking a little bit vulnerable for DSG, having a performance that's rougher from the last time that we saw them in the LCS promotion. So that does mean a chance at the guest slot promotion is very possible. But let's go ahead and close out the day. We want to give thanks, as always. Shout out to our co-streamers. I want to start there. Fondone, Shauna Tonin, Illy, Sweetheart, Misa, everyone else, Raz, who helps generate a real positive environment for this community. Shout out to...
And Bad Takes.
And what?
Bad Takes.
And Bad Takes, of course. And Bad Takes. And the unwillingness to shave your head. Sean, do it. Shout out to the coaches, the players, the staff, Liga SA, who run production over here. And, of course, to you guys for tuning in to our Ugly Mugs. I want to thank you so much, and we'll see you next week for more NACL in that lower bracket, baby.
The NACL is presented by Philips Norelco OneBlade.